What's up, everybody? What's up? Man, today is going to be a good day. So, as you guys are jumping in, Edmund, you're going to have to just turn off your camera temporarily until we get back to you, okay? All right, everyone, as you are jumping in, do me a favor, okay? We got some exciting guests today. We got some exciting topic to talk about today. And I know a lot of you guys saw the title. Thach, how do I buy 10 rental property in less than 5 years? How do I speed up the process faster? So do me a favor, type in the chat box, where do you live and how many rental property do you own? Okay? Where do you live and how many rental property do you own? So type that in the chat. All right, let us see how it looks like. Today is going to be a good day. I can see there's a lot of people all across America right here. Delaware, 0. All right? Miami, Arizona, none. Okay. We got Dallas. We got Texas. All right. We got the Bay Area. We got Redmond. We got, I can't tell, too many people jumping on. All right. We love it. Keep it coming, people. Keep it coming. If you're just jumping in, we're asking everybody right now, the reason why I think everyone's here, either you're a beginner or you own already a bunch of rental and you want to scale, right, to get more rental property like me, right? How do we get more rental property that in less time? Basically, that's what everybody asks me, especially, I don't have a lot of down payment money. So if you're here, you're in the right webinar, okay? So please do me a favor. Type in the chat, where do you live and how many rental property do you own so we can see where you guys are all at. Okay, we just saw somebody said, I own 4 properties. Someone said, I own 30 property. Holy shit. Okay, someone said 16 property. For the people that own 30 and 16, right? What is your goal, right? Why are you here? What do you want to do, right? What are you trying to scale to? Are you looking to scale? And if you're looking to scale, what are you trying to get to, or where are you trying to get to? Where are you trying to go? Type that in, okay? For a lot of you guys who are 0 to 5 property, right? Tell us why you guys want to own rental property also, okay? So type it in. We got a lot of people here, right? So again, where do you live? How many rental property you got own? Type that in to the chat box, okay? And then, right? Also, tell us, right? What is the goal for you guys? Why do you want to own rental property, right? How many properties you trying to get to, right? Type it in. We're just curious, okay? On the first one, on 1, New York. Man, we got a lot. Just so you guys know, in Springboard, we have New York chapter and Jersey chapter. There's like over 100 students over there. In Washington, Seattle, we got probably over 200, 300 students. In Southern California, probably over 250 students. In Northern Cal, probably close to 100 students. In Arizona, there's probably 30-something, 40 students. Las Vegas, 30-something students. We got Tampa, we got Orlando, we got Miami, we got Dallas, we got Houston, we got Denver, we got students all across America. Today, you gotta get to see just some of them today, okay? So, all right. So again, we're gonna start in a minute. I just want to ask you guys again. Tell us where you live and how many rental property do you own, okay? And what is your goal and number of rental property, all right? Where do you live? How many rental property you own? And what is the goal for number of rental property you own? Type it in, okay? Because I want to see what I am talking to, okay? All right. Okay. All right. We got 1. We got 5. We got 0. We got a lot of 1 and 0. Man, if you guys are anywhere from 0 to 5 property, I'm going to tell you this. You need to buy some damn property this year, damn it. Okay? This year. Okay? Put it on your thing to do list. Put it on your dream board. Buy 1 rental property before the year is up. Okay? All right. We got a lot of people coming in. Let's begin. Okay, we got a lot of things we want to cover today. We got a lot of people here we want to cover. So as you guys are coming in, typing in where you live, how many rental property, right? And how many rental you want to own, right? Goal is to own 15. All right, I like that. All right, let me start the presentation and let me begin because I got a lot of information I want to tell you guys and we're really excited about this, okay? Let me start turn on my presentation. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, something's happening. Mr. Jackson, I pushed in slide deck. It ain't happening. Okay, here we go. All right. All right. Stephanie, I just want to double check. Can you see my slide deck?
Yep, I can.
All right, good. All right, you guys. Let me begin this because this has been a topic that I noticed that so many people have been asking me on Instagram, but lately, a lot of people have been watching my YouTube channel and they've been asking me this question. We did a video one time and it says how to buy basically 10 rental property, right? Fast, right? And people are like, oh my God, I love it. And then recently we did a video how to actually do it in less than 5 years and it went viral. And the comment was, Thach, I want to buy more rental property, but I just don't have enough money. How do I scale this thing? And this is why today there's been a big ask. And this is why I wanted to do this workshop. This workshop has so much information on it that we had to actually make it 2 days, today and tomorrow. Okay. And I'm going to share with you basically what we're going to talk about today and what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Okay. So if you don't have it in your calendar, it's the same time tomorrow. Okay. So here is the topic I want to talk about today with you guys. How to buy 10 rental property in less than 5 years. Okay. 2 days. Here we go. All right. So for some of you guys who are new to this and you never saw me anywhere, I just want to just quickly tell you, this is my vision. This is why I do what I do, is to inspire and empower billions of people to reach for the golden dream and see that anything is possible by me sharing my own life journey, my own life story, and to help myself, my family, and everybody else how to create generational wealth through owning real estate. That's my mission. That's my vision. And that's what I am here for today. Okay. So for some of you, again, that don't know, I was not a trust funded baby. That's right. I was a broke Vietnamese kid right there. That kid with the big ass head, that was me. Okay. I was not born rich. I was actually born poor. My family, I was 5 years old in that picture, left, right? My dad worked for the U.S. military, right, during the Vietnam War. And when the U.S. troop evacuated, my family got to basically leave on the last plane with the military. Otherwise, we would have been stuck in Vietnam, probably dead, right? For sure, my dad would have been dead because they pretty much, anybody work for the U.S. military, right? The communists pretty much kill off all of the Vietnamese father that worked for the U.S. military, okay? And we was blessed. We was actually got out on the last plane. I want to tell you this. The fact that you guys are here is the same blessing because there's no coincidence. Everything happened at the right time and the right place. We were the lucky family to leave out of this last plane, okay? If you're here today, you are meant to be here today, and you are meant to listen to the message today, and you meant to have bigger goals and dreams be accomplished. If I never left Vietnam, you guys, I'll be still living in Vietnam right now, probably just like my cousin, basically working 10 hours a day, making probably $100, $200 a month. That's it. The fact that I'm over here and multi-millionaire, leaving Vietnam with $100 to my name and my family's name, to be someone who have $100 million out there real estate today, do you understand? That is destiny. If you guys are here today, I want you to understand it's destiny for you also. Okay. Don't take this lightly when I tell you this. Okay. Everybody is always at the right time at the right place every single time. Believe it. Even the student that's on here presenting tonight, they are here at the right time at the right place. You just never know why, people. Okay. So please do not take that lightly. Okay. We landed in the U.S. and these are the barracks and the shelter that we live in until we were very lucky. We lived there for like 2 or 3 months until this gentleman right here was a volunteer, and he actually sponsored our family to come live with him and his mom. Again, that was a miracle in itself, you guys. You understand? Charles Zettler got us out of the refugee camp. Because if it wasn't for Charles, we'd be living in the refugee camp for a long time. Now, I hope I can be a Charles for you guys tonight to help you and your family create generational wealth, right? To inspire and empower others. That's my vision. And I think if the fact that you hear everyone here tonight, there must be a reason or a calling for you to be here. Maybe for you is to learn this stuff, own some rental, so you guys can change the trajectory of your own family's wealth. That's what happened to me. And that's my mission today, is to inspire and empower other people to own real estate to create wealth. I hope I can teach more of you guys how to do this yourself. This was our first house in America. When we actually, after we left Charles Zettler's house, this was our first house in Rainier Valley in Seattle. 2-bedroom, 1 bath with an unfinished basement for 8 people. Okay? Yes, that was the first house, you guys. Okay? We thought it was a palace compared to where we actually lived when we came over here from Vietnam in the shelter, let alone in Vietnam, you guys. Okay? In 1991, I graduated from college. First, I graduated in 88 in high school. I wasn't the smartest kid. My GPA was less than 3.0. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do in college. I wanted to fix aviation airplane. I graduated in 91. I was not inspired. And then I fell into real estate. So this was my first real job as a realtor in 1991. Okay, my first real job. Okay, matter of fact, it was my first job. I even bought a goddamn suit. Look at that beautiful suit, folks. Okay, look at the stash. One day I'm gonna bring the stash back for you guys so you can see what a stash looks like. Okay, but that was my first Armani suit. Okay, and that's my first job when I started making money. I didn't know shit about real estate though, but I was about to make some money. Okay. And I had no experience in real estate. I was still living in my mom and dad's house. I was only 21 years old when I started real estate. But this is my first job, okay? That was my 9 to 5. Remember that, okay? I'm giving you guys a hint, okay? And then during that time, I was selling real estate. I met this guy. And this guy said that with all the money you're making, buddy, in selling real estate, buy rental. So I hope I can be a saw for you guys today and tell you guys, buy rental. Whatever you do for a living, buy rental. Because Saul said you can be rich by selling real estate, that, but you only can be wealthy if you own the real estate. Okay? And this was my journey. So Saul got me inspired in 97. And in 97, I bought my first rental. $105,000, 5% down, $5,200. The house today is worth $750, free and clear. I rented for $3,000. Right. And this, you guys, was my first property I bought from my 9 to 5 with 5% down. I didn't even know I even did house hacks back then. That's another hint. Okay. We're coming back to that. Okay. And then I started making more money. I started making more money selling real estate. And Saul said to me, Thach, we got to get clear, my man, on the end game. What's the ultimate end game? And I said, I don't know. So I'll make a lot of money. Saul said, no, the ultimate end game. See that bullseye? Is to own real estate. Own a lot of real estate. The more real estate you own, my man, the more freedom and option and choice you're going to have. You can work when you want to work, where you want to work, whoever you want to work with. You can actually create your own schedule. You can help retire your mom. You can help retire your dad. You have freedom. You have option. You can fly regular class. You can fly first class. You can drive a Honda. You can drive a Rolls Royce. It's all choices. Okay, but the ultimate game, he asked me, right? What's the ultimate why? The ultimate why. Yes, that's great. You make a lot of money. You can retire, have a lot of rental property. But the ultimate why, you guys, is this. Is to leave the legacy. And to inspire and empower billions of people to see that anything is possible by me sharing my own story and my own journey, the ups and the downs, to see that how I create wealth through real estate. And if I came from nothing with 3.0 in GPA, if I can do it, every one of you guys and gals who are watching this, you can do it also. I'm the Charles Zettler for you guys. I'm the Saul for you guys. And my job is to inspire and empower and be the voice to tell you guys, if Thach can do it with nothing, started from zero, remember that, you can do it also. You just got to learn to master one skill set, which is real estate. If you master that skill, you can own 10 property in less than 5 years, and you're going to hear a story from these students in a minute, okay? Fast forward 30 years later. Remember, I started with zero. I have no knowledge of real estate. I had no money. I was 21 years old, living at home, zero money, no rental. 30-year forward. 30-year forward today. After 31 years doing this game, I own over 200 property from single family, multifamily to apartment building. We have over $100 million in real estate, over $100,000 a month in passive income coming from nothing. I'm not here to brag. I'm here to inspire you guys that if that can do it, you can do it. Okay? This is why you always see me posting dream big, dream big, dream big, because I'm telling you where I came from in my journey, I would have never thought I'd be here today. So I'm telling you guys, if you can master one craft, one focus, how to own real estate, how to buy the right property, how to basically buy rental, and let it ride 10, 20, 30 years from now, you'll change the whole trajectory of your family owning real estate. And the great thing is you can teach it to the next family coming through. And that's what I did. So today, my vision is to inspire and empower billions of people to reach for the golden dream. See that anything's possible. That's why I'm here. And that's why we're doing this workshop to inspire you guys. You can have it too. So with that, today's agenda is this. Day one, we're going to talk about 3 of the 6 strategies today. We're going to introduce you to 3 of the students of the 6, okay, of this 2-day workshop. Then we're going to open it up. We're going to have Q&A with me and Stephanie, my partner, and then all 3 of the students. And then I'm going to give you guys a Thach birthday special to be part of the Springboard family. It's something we've never done before, okay? Because my birthday is May 18th, this Saturday. And I'm going to give you guys a bunch of really cool things. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do for Thach's birthday, okay? So let's dive in. Thach, I love all your video. Thach, if you were to be broke today and you start all over and you got dropped into another city, you didn't know the city, you had no job, you had no money, you have no credit, what would you do? How would you actually start investing in real estate? That's probably my number one question I get asked on Instagram. The second question I get asked on Instagram is this: that if I have little to no money, how could I start owning real estate? So today, I'm going to share with you a little journey of where I started from Vietnam, how I got into real estate, realtor, and I bought my first property in 97, and I slowly worked my way up the ladder, right? I didn't even know I was doing a bunch of the strategy I'm teaching today, okay? But at the beginning, I started slow. It went up and up and up. And then all of a sudden, when I got smarter and wiser, all right, I used other strategy and I speed up the process faster and faster. For some of you guys today, we're going to talk about 3 strategies today, okay? All right? In the next 2 days, we're going to talk about 3 different strategies. And these strategies, this is what I realized. The goal right now is to own 10 rental property or 5 or 3 or 2 or 1 or 20 for you got 100. The goal is, in order to get to your passive income, the number of doors you want and the passive income, we got to figure out more ways to create more active income. So we're going to talk about ways how to create more active income so you got to increase your passive income in the next 2 days, okay? And I'm going to share with you my journey, how I did this, and I'm going to share some of the students who are doing it right now live on their own journey so you guys see what they did so they can get to their number of doors they got to get to, okay? So today we're going to talk about 3 of the strategy. Tomorrow, we're going to talk a lot about the advanced version of it, okay? But I'm going to give you guys a little walk down memory lane on how Thach did it, including some of the story of the student who doing it today, okay? So these are some of the students, right? You're going to meet them pretty soon, right? And these are the students that actually are working the 6 different strategies. These strategies, I still use them today in real time. The difference in me and a lot of gurus out there speaking, you guys, I am doing the fucking work, okay? You with me? I'm doing the work. I'm out there selling real estate, looking for deals, building houses, building new construction. How many gurus you see out there posting Instagram that I'm out looking at ugly house and I'm building new construction, townhouse, multifamily? Ain't too many because I follow them too. Okay? I'm doing the work. So these 6 strategies, you guys, I'm still doing it in real time. Everything I preach about is still relevant. Not 20 years ago when I was young. I'm still doing it. We're going to talk about the 6 strategies today in the next 2 days. But today, we're going to talk about 3 strategies. And then tomorrow, we're going to talk about the another 3 strategy. And tomorrow we're going to talk about something a little more advanced than today. For some of you guys already own property, you don't want to miss tomorrow because tomorrow is a great day. Today's going to be a great day too, but tomorrow's going to be a great day because some of the strategy is more advanced. Okay. So for the new people, right? 0 to 5, this is great for you, but tomorrow it's even going to be even better. For the people from 5 to more, you really want to make sure, okay, you tune in tomorrow. But for the people that own 5 and more, you can definitely use, right, strategy 2 and 3 of today. I still use strategy 3 today, just so you guys know, and we're going to talk about it today. So with that being said, after today, there ain't no more goddamn excuses, folks. All excuses, throw it out the window, folks. Because here's the thing. If you really want something really, really, really bad, you'll find a way. If you don't want something bad enough, you find excuses. After today, there's going to be plenty of reason, plenty of strategy, plenty of solution for you guys to actually get at least one damn rental. And if you already own 5, 6, 7, and you want to scale it after the second day, you can do it. You got to want it. I say to people this, okay? If you are clear on what you want and you're focused on what you want and you have urgency, ain't no goal big enough. You hear what I just said? If you got clarity on what you want and you got focus on it daily and you got urgency, there ain't no goal big enough. You got it? So if you really want something, you'll find a way. If you don't want something, you'll find excuses. No more excuses, people. Bam! You got it? All right. Strategy number 1. All right. 9 to 5 career professional. You got to remember, my 9 to 5 was I was a realtor. And when I started my real estate career, I was just selling real estate just to make money, spend money, make money, spend money. And then Saul said to me, Thach, bro, you're making $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year, $1 million a year. You should not look at your real estate realtor as an end game. You should look at it as a vehicle to make more cash to buy more rental. Who give a shit about being number 1 as a realtor in the state of Washington? Who give a shit about getting all the trophy? That don't mean nothing. What you want to use is you want to use that vehicle to the fullest and make as much money you can, and don't give a shit about the end game of being the top agent. You're going to be a top agent anyway, but use that vehicle to get as much money to buy rental. So being a realtor, a top agent, isn't the end game. The end game is to own rental. The end game is to use that vehicle to get much money you can so you can own rental. Everybody get that? Selling real estate, your 9 to 5 is not the end game. That's just a vehicle to actually make money so you can buy more rental to hit the bullseye. So with that, Tong and Shan, will you please join me today, please? I want to introduce you to these young couple who we met a while ago, and they have really demonstrated how to maximize their 9 to 5. Tong and Shan is married. They're the first millionaire in their family from Tampa, Florida. Engineer and pharmacist. They own 8 rental property today, over $1 million with the equity. So welcome, you guys.
Hey guys.
Hey.
All right, let's jump in. Right. First question is: you own 8 rental property. You own 1 primary and 7 rental today, right?
Yes.
When did you buy your first rental? Do you remember?
Yep, November 2020.
November 2020. When did you actually join Springboard?
The month before that.
October.
Yeah.
October 2020.
So you didn't waste no time buying a rental property.
No.
Nope. We were inspired.
Did you have a lot of real estate experience other than buying your house about owning rental when you bought your first rental?
We had 0 experience and we were scared as hell.
Yeah. How did you overcome that?
We went into problem solving mode. Once we got it under contract, we started, reaching out to people that we know, and we had no plans of failing. So we figured it out.
Yeah. Once you get the ball rolling, it's like an effect.
So
it
you
just
gotta
keeps
really
rolling.
you gotta really live that quote. You want something bad enough, you find a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you remember, right, how you financed your first deal? Because we're gonna talk about one of your deals here in a minute, right? Do you remember how Where did you find your first deal, and how did you finance your first deal? Do you remember that?
So the first deal it's like 20 minutes from our house, and I actually got the lead from my coworker because when we first started Springboard, all I talked about was real estate.
Yeah.
And so my coworker overheard, and so me and Shane were on our vacation, and he texted me an address, and I told Shane, I'm like, honey, let's reach out and see if this house is still for sale. And they called back and they said, yeah, you want to come look at it tomorrow? And we're like, we're in Georgia, but we're gonna drive home right now, and we'll see you tomorrow. And the rest was history.
Yeah, we actually left our vacation early to get that house, and we locked it down.
Yep.
See, you guys demonstrated when you want something bad enough, you figure a way. You even left vacation because you're so excited.
Yeah.
That's what I call dedication. Okay. How did you guys buy it? Did you use hard money lending? Did you use conventional lending? What happened?
It's pretty much hard money lender or private lender. Kind of
private lending. We had a friend who owned a company that had capital, and so we reached out and they qualified us because of our jobs, and we borrowed money to buy the house from them.
Yep.
Because I remember you got to put down something like 20% to buy the fixer, and then they lend you the rest of the money to buy it and rehab it, right?
Yeah, ours was about 10%.
10% down.
And then you pay the 1% up front, and then you pay the monthly. So
you guys now you own 8 property, right? You own 1 house and you own 7 rental property. I saw you guys just refinance your Burr number 7, right?
Yep.
How have you been able to actually keep buying more property, right? And still be able to keep buying, because at some point you're gonna run out of down payment. How have you been able to manage, right, on finding the down payment to keep buying more? Because you only been in Springboard for 2 years. It ain't been 2 years yet. This November will be 2 years. You've only done it for 18 months. You got 8 property, literally 1 that you bought, 7 that you actually rent out. You basically did all this in less than 2 years. How have you been able to buy and scale? Ain't you running out of money? Or you got to grow some weed in your house? Or what's the deal here?
No, so we have our 9 to 5s, and before we started real estate, we obviously we have really good spending habits and saving habits.
That's a big deal.
So we don't, go out and spend super lavishly. We had a good amount saved for us to do this. And anyone who wants to start kind of has to do the same too, right? So we saved, we had some money, and we put it into our first rehab. And it just
with that money, when you cash out refinance, it's like you get that money back.
It's like recycling the money.
We recycle that money into every property once we cashed out refinance. So we've been recycling the same, let's say $50K into every project when we do a cash out refinance.
Nice. How important is it for you guys to keep your 9 to 5 and keep it, working for you and pumping out those consistent income, and so you can have qualification to get loan? How important? Because there's some people like, I want to hurry up and leave my 9 to 5. They don't realize that 9 to 5 is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, you need your 9 to 5. Unless you're wholesaling or doing something else to supplement that income, you need something. And with our method, which is the Burr method, when you refi, you need a W-2. So if you leave your W-2, how the heck are you going to refi?
That's right.
Right? So for us, it's crucial. But
thankfully we like what we do, but at the same time, it makes us appreciate our time, because a minimum of 40 hours a week is dedicated to our 9 to 5. So that time is dedicated to that thing. Yeah. And so whatever time is left, we need to figure out to dedicate to real estate.
Yeah,
I love it. All right, let's jump in and let's take a look at this deal, okay? That you guys did. All right. I don't remember which house this was, because this is, you got own so many damn houses I can't keep. This is house number 1?
Yeah, this is our first one.
Damn! Right? I didn't know which one it was when you got some in the number. All right. You bought this, literally. This is one of your first deal you bought, right? This is to show you, all right? I want to show them a couple of things. All right. So how many bedroom bath was this house?
So originally, it was a 2-1, and we converted it to a 3-2.
Nice. So you bought it for $160. It cost you $40,000 to convert from 2-1 to a 3-2.
Yep.
And I'm assuming you did 3-2, so you can get more ARV and more rent, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Right. And that's what we call you guys adding value, okay? So your all-in number was $200,000, right? And today, right, well, this is the number that you guys gave us, right? $400,000. Is that today's number or that was yesterday's ARV?
That the ARV is today's number, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, the 3-2, yeah, in our area.
You don't keep track anymore, basically. So
Well, we
today,
have like four houses in that area. I think that's about right.
okay. So today, right? This is a rental. You got $200,000 with the sweat equity.
Yep.
Your mortgage on this is $1,700. You rent out for $2,400. You cash flow $800 on this deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what's after all 7 properties you have done? What do you think the biggest lesson you learn about buying rental, or what fear did you have to get over to basically buy your first one and then keep scaling? What would you say?
What's the fear?
Something
I
that
mean, the first time you got by your first rental, like, Dad, I'm scared. Shit, can I do this? And you got over that. And then how did you keep on scaling? What were you nervous in scaling? Because there's people out there that want to scale, but they get nervous.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean the whole
go ahead, Annie.
process, like there's always things that we don't know. Even after doing this for several years, there's so many things we don't know. Our last property that we just signed for today, it took so long. It's supposed to be a 6-month project.
Yep.
It turned out to be a year, but at the end of the day, it's okay. There's equity in it, right? So we can't cry about those little things. We just have to focus on the end goal.
Right.
So whether it finishes in 6 months or 8 months, whatever issues there are, we have to remember our end goal, and that doesn't change.
But I'd like to add to that because
Yeah.
the fear of not knowing, when you do successfully do your first Burr, you get an itch. Because, like, I was constantly trying to find deals. Like, during lunch break, I'll send Shani, like, hey, let's check this area out. Oh, my God. Like, we actually found 2 deals on the MLS because I was just at the right time, you know? And you just get that itch once you do your first one. But you got to get over the fear.
Yeah. So you guys right now, man, really taking advantage of your 9 to 5, continue to keep pumping in that money to the front door. So you have the down payment to basically keep buying more property. So you didn't take the foot off the gas pedal based on your 9 to 5, basically.
No.
Yeah. Because when I was a real estate agent, I did the same thing. I just kept my foot on the gas pedal as a realtor to keep pumping money through the front door. And later on, I started adding more strategy to even get more money to the front door. Let me ask you this: how much passive income? How much passive income right now do you guys have for now? What is your gross rent? Do you know what your gross rent is?
Yeah, well, the gross rent has decreased a lot because of the property insurance problem in Florida.
Yep.
So with everything, probably around like 2,000 right now, but it was way higher at first. Like
2,000 on this property, you mean?
Huh?
2,000 on this property?
No.
No. Like total right now.
2,000. Yes, I think you missed out. Total out of all your rental, how much gross rent are you getting right now from all your rentals? All rentals.
Oh, like each one?
Yeah, total. You have to add them all up.
Oh, let me see. I think like 15,000.
15,000?
16,000. I have it
Okay.
written down.
Yep. So your gross rent is 15,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is your goal right now on how much passive income do you want to have in the near future? Every month you actually, feel comfortable that if you quit your job, you have plenty of cash coming in from your rental every month, and if you want to work, you can keep working. What's the number for you guys?
20,000.
Yeah, 20K.
Okay, so you guys are close then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just a few more doors, you guys are there.
Yep.
Awesome. What does wealth mean to you guys?
Wealth, the option and choice.
And the freedom.
Yeah.
Yep, the freedom, and then take care of our family, to be able to take care of them.
Yeah.
Let them experience life,
Yeah.
What would you say to students out there or people watching this who are wanting to actually get into owning rentals and they have a 9 to 5, right? And hopefully they will listen to it and go, man, I need to maximize my vehicle to get most money out of my 9 to 5. But what would you say to the people out there watching if they haven't owned real estate, right? And haven't pulled the trigger, or they own some real estate and they want to scale? What advice can you give them, knowing what you got done now? You got your 9 to 5. You did basically 7 transactions. You bought 7 homes in the last, literally, not even 2 years. What advice would you give them?
I would honestly say set the goal of buying a house and then actively do action. Like, set a schedule, like every day, every week, because that adds up and it'll get you closer to that goal.
Yeah, you have to make time. If you're working a 9 to 5, obviously our biggest constraint is time. 40 of those hours are going to your, job. So you're just gonna have to make it work. So like set a goal. Once you know your goal, then you can execute. But if you don't have a goal, what is there to do?
I agree.
So
I
yeah.
agree. I love it. We're gonna come back for more Q&A with you guys, okay? Toward the end, we're gonna actually bring everybody to do more Q&A. If you guys got a question for these guys and some of the other students, right? At the end, we're gonna actually do Q&A for everybody. So, Tong and Shannon, thank you. Right? We'll be back with you guys in a minute.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So, you guys see strategy number 1 was maximize the vehicle call 9 to 5. I maximized my real estate agent. I was an agent and I kept on making more money. And I just, kept doing that. When I had enough money and when Saucy go buy a rental house, I went in and I decided to buy my first property, right? Which is the property I bought for 105. I put 5% down. That was 5% down. I decided to go and basically buy that property with 5% down. And that was my first property. I didn't even know I was even doing a house hack. Okay. But I did that. All right. And basically, I just started using house hack method to do things and started buying accumulation property. And now this is the second thing I want to share with you. If you guys know how to house hack, what Edmund's going to share with you guys can actually own a bunch of property with very little money down payment. Okay. So Edmund, right? If you're out there, Eliza, if you're out there, feel free to jump in. Right? Hey, there goes the couple right there. All right, so Edmund and Eliza, basically, they are engaged, about to get married. Cancun here, coming up here soon, folks. They living over here in Edmond, Washington. They're a real estate agent full-time, and they also invest in real estate. And, right, they're going to share with you a property bought here recently with 5% down with $260,000 worth of equity. So I got a whole bunch of questions for you guys, okay? All right, first of all, first question I got for you guys, and we're going to look at one of your deal, okay? So can you explain to the people what the hell is house hacking and what does that even mean, Edmund and you guys?
Yeah, so basically it's when you buy a property, whether it's a single family home, and then you rent out the rooms or other units. I mean, you can buy a single family home, one house, and rent out your bedrooms, or you can buy 1 to 4 units and rent out the other units.
Or if you have a house with a basement, you can live upstairs and rent out the basement.
That's what we're doing.
Right?
Yes,
and that's
sir.
what you guys been doing. And we're going to talk about your deal, okay? How many property do you got own today as rental? You have a primary, and then you have a unit below your primary you're renting.
Yep. Right?
How many units do you guys own right now as rental?
Right now we have 4.
4. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
When did you actually did your first house hack deal?
So our first house hack deal was back in 2017, technically. And that's bought that through same thing, 5% down.
That was in 2017, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. And then you've done a few of them now, and we're actually even looking at a real one right now. We don't have the number for that, but until we get a sign around, we're working on another house hack where you guys are buying it, get ready to live in it, and then put some ADUs in the backyard, right?
Yep.
Why did you decide to go down this path of house hacking? Because there's pros and cons, right? The pro is you can do very little down payment, right? And the con is you gotta live downstairs. Somebody gotta live downstairs, right? Do you feel there's a pro and a con, or do you guys just look at it like whatever? I'm gonna sacrifice. How do you guys look at it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest part is the sacrifice. I mean, it took a little while to get Eliza to, agree to want to live with other people. I take away a little bit of privacy and whatnot, but the reality is we thought of our long-term vision, right? We want to be able to spend time with our family more, and being able to create a rental portfolio just by starting by 5% down, living in our house, and then renting out other spaces in it, just as easy.
Yeah, and then just reducing our overall living expenses.
Yeah, that's important, right? How many house hacks have you done?
So this would be our second, the one we're living in right now. Mm-hmm.
This is the second, and working on a third one right now.
That's right.
Okay, awesome. What is your number for you guys? How much passive income do you are shooting for every month to live comfortably every month? What's the number for you?
We want $10,000 each.
So yeah, $20,000 total.
So $20,000 total.
Mm-hmm.
And how many doors do you think that will be for you guys?
So each of us would be 4 doors each.
Okay, so 8 property.
Doors.
Yep. So 8 property. And right now, you guys, what is your gross rent right now?
Oh, gross rent's just under 10,000, like about
Okay.
like 9,000.
So once you get to 20,000 gross rent, we will work on phase 2, which is, to pay them down so we can get that 20 grand.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. So that's your goal, right? And that's what you're shooting for.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it important for you guys to create rental property and passive income? What's important to you guys? Why?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of diving back into the same spot, right? We want freedom, option, and choice to be able to really spend time with our family. I think in our near term, after we get married, we want to have kids, and we want to have them to feel that they have parents that are present with them, to grow up with them, and to also have their grandparents in their life, which will help, supplement essentially our income to allow for them to spend more time with them. And so, yeah, freedom, option, and choice.
How old are you guys?
30.
We're both 30.
Nice. I'll tell you, bro. I mean, don't you agree that the young people out there watching this, they don't realize how good they have it when they're young.
Yeah.
If they start young, they can really, really own some serious property by the time they get to my age, which is 1,000-year-old I am. You know what I mean? All right. How long, once you buy a house hack deal, right? How long can you live there until you do house hack again, Edmund?
Yeah, so you basically can do a 1 year. So just live there through the for a year and then rent it out, move out, and get the next one.
So you have to be there for at least a year to buy another one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For some reason, I thought if you do conventional, you can actually go a little earlier. Is that true or false?
You potentially can. I mean, if you did,
20%.
put 20% down, you can get out earlier. But if you also, by the time like 9 months in, you can be already getting in contract to get to your next property.
Got it. So if you do 5% down, you got to be there for at least a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can buy your next property.
Yep.
Okay, good. All right. So let's dive in. Let's talk about one of the deals you done recently.
Yeah.
Right. What number of houses is there? This is your first house, second house? What is this?
This is our current house. So this is our second house hack that we bought together.
Okay, this is house hack number 2.
Yep.
Oh, let's walk through the number. So you bought this property for $750.
Mm-hmm.
You put down 5%, which is $37,500.
Yep.
It cost you 90 grand to rehab it.
Mm-hmm.
Today, that thing is worth 1.1 million.
Mm-hmm.
You got 260,000 with the equity in the deal. Your mortgage is $4,700. You rent the downstairs for $2,400.
Mm-hmm.
That's like damn half of the whole damn mortgage.
That's right, and that's why we do it. We want to pay less.
Wow. And then basically you cash flow. You basically live in your Tupper unit for $2,300, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, first of all, how did you find the deal? And then how did you finance the rehab in this? What did you do?
So we actually found this on market. It was a property that got out of contract and then became available to us. And so we jumped in on buying the property. We knew it was dated and needed some work. The upstairs is, generally speaking, already done, remodeled, but downstairs was unfinished. So we finished out the basement, and that's really the most of the 90,000 went to, is finishing out the basement to have its own kitchen and 2 bedrooms and its own bathroom and laundry room.
Did you pay cash for the basement rehab, or did you? I'm assuming you did, right?
Yeah, we just had we actually had some savings, and then also used HELOC on some of our other properties.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the good thing is you bought this property very little, so you can get into the property, and then you just figure out some money and some HELOC to finish up the basement, so you can get the unit downstairs rented.
Exactly.
When you move out of this house, because we're working on house hack number 3 with Edmund and Eliza right now, right? This property we work on next. Awesome. It's a house, and then he's gonna be able to put 2 ADU in the backyard. I mean, damn, he's gonna live in one and rent the other 2 out. I mean, he's gonna live there for free. How much can you rent the upstairs out for, Edmund, when you guys leave? So, I mean, downstairs $2,400. How much can you rent the upstairs for?
Yeah, so the upstairs, because it has a garage and it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, we'll be renting it just $3,200.
$3,200.
Mm-hmm.
So just rent it upstairs out. You can easily cash flow this property every single month.
Exactly. Yep.
And you move on to the next property.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's the goal.
Are you planning on buying the next property 5% down also?
Yep. Exactly. We are.
Oh, good. And then I remember we just talked about this deal. What is the purchase price on that property?
$590.
So it's $590, and it's gonna need some rehab money on that. But you got a whole different program we're doing on that one.
Exactly. Yep.
Now tell them about the program, bro, because we won't go into it, but tell them about what you guys are doing, because it's a rehab 5% down. Tell them, what is that?
Yeah. So basically, it's a renovation loan for 5% down, conventional. The property needs quite a bit of work. So what we're going to do is bundle in not only our purchase price, but also our rehab costs into that loan. And then by the time all the renovations are done, we'll basically have a loan of that amount and then be able to live in it as well.
So you basically buying it for $590, for example. They say the rehab was $100,000, which would be $590, and they say, hey, just put down 5% of $590. We'll lend you the money to buy the property and the money to rehab the property, and we're good to go. Is that right?
Exactly. Yep. You got it.
Damn, folks, this is some damn creative way, folks. Okay, if there is a high reason, there is a good solution. All right, what tip can you give the listener right now if they are new at investing or they want to continue to scale? What tip can you give them about house hacking or about buying their property or just scaling to more property, and they can house hack it? What would you guys say? What tip can you give them?
Yeah, I would say just get started. Honestly, a lot of people wait on the sidelines thinking that they can't afford 5% down. I mean, we got a lot of our friends that are jumping in now and saying, hey, if we can get that 5% down, the appreciation alone is going to get them up. But to house hack and reduce your expenses, I mean, you do this every single year for maybe the next 5 years, and you'll be set.
Eliza, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I would just say, honestly, being uncomfortable for just like the 12 months, having to share spaces, it's like 1 year goes by really fast. And it's, like saving on the living expenses, like literally cutting it in half has been just been a bonus to us. Yeah.
And here's the thing, folks. Edmund and those guys, they can buy the next house with 5% down. And if they find something before 1 year, right, they working right now on doing other, they're wholesaling also. And they're going to actually save some money because if they find a good deal, they can put 20% down. So they're making money, but these are just multiple ways, folks, that we are figuring how to do things where we can actually increase our active income so we can increase our passive income. House hacking is a great way to do it, to buy property with very little money so you can save some of the money to buy some more deal, right? Or to put on a 20% down on another deal if you already bought a deal, house hack, and you can't buy another one, house hack, for another year. Use the other 20% to buy some fixer-upper, and we're going to talk about that a little later. So, Edmund, Eliza, thank you. We're going to tune back to you guys in a minute. Right? We go Q&A towards the end. All right.
Sounds good. See you soon.
All right. So then I started basically selling real estate. I was making money. I bought my first rental, and I said, man, I got to get, because my goal was I had to get to 12 rental. And I bought my first property. And then I said to myself, you know what? I got to increase my commission checks. I got to go out there and sell more houses. And what happened was, in the process, when I was out door knocking and cold calling, looking for a listing, I started finding ugly houses. And I realized the game of people buying ugly houses, that I didn't have a lot of money to buy. So what I did was, you guys, I started going out there and look for ugly houses on top of looking for nice listing. And when I found the ugly houses, I will get them under contract and I will wholesale them to other investors. And now I have 2 avenues now where I'm making money. I was making commission checks, and I was also now adding a third side hustle called wholesaling. So I get my active income higher and higher and higher and higher, so I can buy more rental faster. Because my goal is to try to get 12 rental property as soon as possible. And wholesaling was one of my first things that I did to add to my commission check vehicle. And remember, wholesaling, 9 to 5, again, they just a vehicle to make more money to buy rental. They're not the end game vehicle. I don't care about being number one on wholesale. I don't care about how many wholesale I did. I just wanted to add more vehicle so I can actually get more cash so I can buy more rental. And with that, I want to introduce to a young man, Jason. Jason, unmute yourself, my brother.
What's up, Thach? Can you hear me?
This is our one of the youngest cats in Springboard, okay? And he came to us right early on, just recently, and right out of college. So, bro, tell him how old you are.
I just turned 24.
24 years old. Now,
Yes, sir.
when did you come to the U.S. and with who?
I moved to the U.S. as a exchange student when I was 13 years old.
Who did you come with?
Myself. I moved here myself. I stay with a host family.
Damn! You guys ain't got no damn excuses. Okay? So you came here 13-year-old, you went to school here, and you went to high school, and then you got to college. And then when did you leave college? What year?
2020, beginning of 2023,
When did you join Springboard?
April 2021.
So April of 2021, and then you
Yes.
was in college when you was actually learning about Springboard and studying this stuff.
Yes.
And you decided to basically, in 2023, you got done with college. You're like, you know what? Why did you pursue to go into real estate versus doing whatever your degree was going to be? Why did you choose real estate?
Yeah. So when I was in college, I didn't really have a direction of what I wanted to do. I'm always an athlete, so I always thought that I wanted to do something similar. But I look at how much money, what my degree is making, the job that's, my degree is going to get me. I was just like, that's not it. I need more money. So I decided to go in full-time real estate.
And the first few years when you was in college, you were just learning the game. And 2023, really, more towards the middle of 2023 is when you really started going full-time, understanding this real estate game.
Yes, sir.
And it's been about a year now, because now it's 2024, the summer, because this is when you came in, right?
Yeah.
And you started basically wholesaling. What is wholesaling, Jason? Can you explain wholesaling for people?
Absolutely. Wholesaling is when you directly contact a homeowner who have a distressed property, and you negotiate a price and terms that you guys agreed on, and you sign the purchase and sales agreement. And pretty much on this purchase and sales agreement, it states that you have the exclusive rights to purchase this property. And what you do is, because an investor, a flipper out there, often is willing to pay more for what you got it under contract at. So you can actually assign this exclusive rights into the flipper or whoever the end buyer would be at a higher price. And the difference between the price that you and the owner agreed on and what the flipper is willing to pay, that's your profit.
That's your wholesale fee profit. Okay. So
yes.
So let's dive in and talk about a recent deal you did, because you have done a bunch of deals. How much money do you think you have made on wholesaling, bro, since you started the last 12 months doing this?
I would say now that I'm at 170,000.
170,000. Damn. Look, he could have still been in school right now, just finally finished in college and work with somebody right now and have a big ass loan right now, still ain't paid it off yet.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, let's go through the deal. Talk about this deal. How'd you find this deal and what happened?
Yes. So I got this property under my radar through cold calling. I called the homeowner, and this house is vacant. It's been vacant for about 2.5 years. And he said he wanted to sell the house. And I set an appointment, go and saw it. And I built a lot of rapport with him, understand why he wants to sell and some of the things that he's looking for as far as selling. And I was able to offer that. And we came to a price in terms that works for him. And then we got it on a contract like 6 days later.
And let me ask you this. How did you actually find the owner's contact? How did you find this house to even cold call? I mean, do you randomly pick a phone up and just call somebody? Because someone who's listening might be new to this.
Yes, absolutely. So what I do is I pull lists that specifically have a criteria that narrows down houses that have the highest probability to be like this. So the criteria that I use is homes are built 30 years or older, and homeowners have owned it for 20 years plus, and they have equity 35% plus, and it's only single family houses.
Nice. And so the owner, you call the owner and you talk to them. 6 days later, you sign a contract for $311,000.
Yes.
How long did it take you once you got the contract signed so that you actually sold the contract to an investor? And how long did that investor take to close the deal?
Yes. So I clearly remember on that day I signed, it was 1 p.m. And at 3 p.m. I found an investor that's willing to pay $351,000.
Damn. How long did the investor take to close the deal?
10 days.
10 days.
10
so
days.
In 16 days. In 16 days, you made $40,000. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Damn. Okay. How old are you, bro?
24.
All right. So here's the question somebody's screaming right now asking. But is it dangerous? Can anybody do this? I'm a little shy in cold calling. What would you say to them?
It's not dangerous. Wholesaling is the easiest way to get into real estate and to start accumulating your cash so you can start buying rental property. It's no risk, no obligation. You don't have to put your own money up. And it's the easiest way to get in.
Yeah.
You're pretty much the middleman. And as far as cold calling, that's just your mind and just playing tricks on you. You just need to get over that.
Was it easy for you at the beginning, Jason?
No, I didn't do. I prospected for every single day for 2 years straight. I didn't get a single deal.
And just so you guys know, he was trying to go to college and trying to prospect, but he just wasn't all focused. This is what I'm going to tell you. If you want something bad enough, you'll find a way. If you don't want something bad enough, you always find excuses. Here's another example of someone who's 24 years old who now making more money than most mom and dad out there. Now, Jason, why are you wholesaling? Why don't you go buy rentals?
At the point, I need more cash. I need to accumulate more and more cash. So when the right opportunity comes, I have the opportunity to strike. I have enough cash to strike that opportunity.
And that's right. So, and recently you strike because you had the money ready to go. Tell them what you just bought recently, bro. How much was the purchase price?
So I bought and closed on a fourplex Christmas Day, 2023. Yep. So it was a nice Christmas present for myself.
Yeah.
Purchase price is $950,000.
$950.
And yes, and my down payment was $50,000.
Which is like a little less than over 5%. Everybody.
Yes.
What is your all-in number? Mortgage and everything.
Mortgage, I was able to get the homeowner, the original owner, to carry the contract for me. So I got seller financing on that.
Yep.
My mortgage rate is 4%. So after payment, interest, and all of that, it's about $3,800 a month.
And what do you get for rent? Everything out, gross rent.
$6,000.
So you're making what is that? $2,200 every month.
Yep.
You make $2,200 every single month, which is basically over almost 30 grand a year.
Yes.
Damn! Does wholesale work?
Oh, absolutely. It works.
And the goal for you is to keep wholesaling, make more money so you can buy more. Make more, wholesale more, buy more. Wholesale more, buy more. That's the goal, right?
Yes. Like you said.
Tell those guys how much passive income you're looking to have per month, bro, to live comfortably.
30,000 that week, which is to 10 doors at where I live.
10 doors. So right now, my man, he already got basically 6,600, right? In gross rent. We need like 5 more of these projects right here, you guys. And my man will have 30,000. He's only 24. Look at the head start Jason got, you guys. What would you say to the newbie out there? Go, oh, I can't do this, right? It's too difficult. I want to own rental, but I'm not pulling the trigger. What would you say to them, Jason?
You need to have a realization that you need to separate yourself from the rest of everybody, and you need to find the right mentor. The best way to do that is to find somebody that they're already there, where you want to be in 10, 20, 30 years. And for me, I want to be in Thach's position when I'm, 53, 54. And you need to tell yourself that whatever it takes, you have the ability to do it. You need to separate yourself from the rest of the norm, saying everybody else saying is that, oh, this is too dangerous. You need to believe in yourself.
Yeah, 100%, brother. 100%. Everybody, give my man a big ass round of applause, my man. 24-year-old killing the game right now, baby. Okay? Killing the game. And we got more questions for you, bro. So, be back. We'll be back for you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, let me say this to you guys, okay? This was the journey for me. When I started, I had zero money. I was 21 years old as a realtor. I had no rental property. I lived at my mom and dad's. And my first job was I worked as a realtor. I also worked at a grocery store too, okay, at bagging grocery. I was a realtor bagging groceries at a Safeway. It was like a grocery store, and that was my way of making money. I was making money. I was saving some money, and I bought my first rental, right, or my first house. And then what I wanted to do was I needed to speed up the process. So I had to think, how can I make more money? Everybody should be thinking, how can I make more money? How can I make more money? One way, right, is to actually wholesale, right? Make more money. Figure out. I was talking to one of the students today, right? And I said to her, how can we make more money at your job? How can we get a raise? How can we get more hours, right? What can we do to actually make more money at your job? Let's think about that idea. She thought about that. And I said, great. The second thing I want you to start thinking about is how can we start wholesaling in your area? How many people do you know that's close friend of yours that you can build a little army around you, right? Like you and then 3 of your friends. They can go out there and look for property that's ugly and tell you. And you can actually split some of the wholesale fee with them. And they're like, wow, that's pretty good. I never thought about that. Yes. You can create a whole army around you, right? You make some money, maximize the house hack as much as you can. As much as you can. And then still actually keep stacking money, right? So you can buy rental property, right? Tomorrow, we're going to talk about some more advanced strategy, right? But today, you guys see, 9 to 5 is one way you can make money. But the key, what you want to take away from what Thach and Shannon said was they manage their money well. For Edmund, if you took away, right, they sacrifice to live upstairs and share something else with somebody else so they can actually get more rental property. Sometimes you got to pull and give. And then Jason, he's willing to do the hard work. Cold call strangers, door knock strangers at 24 years old and see where they sell so he can get first shot of these deals and wholesale them so he can make cash so he can buy rental. He just bought his first fourplex at the end of 2023. I know Jason's goal this year is to buy another property, right? By the end of this year, it'll be 1 year. His goal is to buy another fourplex. And he's going to manifest to find another deal with owner. He's going to find himself to do it again. See, can he actually get one down? Wait, with another 5% down, hopefully with owner contract again. If not, he's going to buy with 5% down using conventional finance. So he's going to live in one of the units. If you find something you really want, if you're clear and you're focused, you have urgency, you will find a way to get it. And no goal is not too big anymore. So here's my question for you guys. Can you see just only 3 strategies that we talked about today that you can get 10 property in less year? Thach and Shannon did it in less than 2 years. Okay? Whatever number goal you want. If you want 1 door and you want 10 door, right? You can do it. The speed is up to you. It's how much you're willing to dedicate. Clarity, focus, and urgency. The key thing in this is urgent. Urgent. It's the middle of May, people. May's about to be over. And you're going to blink and 2024 is gone also again. Damn! Okay? Urgent. But you can't get urgent unless you have clarity. What is it that you want? How many doors do you want? Why do you want it? Most importantly, why? But focus on it. Speak into existence. Create urgency. Today, type in the chat box for me. Can you see how this 3 strategy can actually help you get 10 rental property? Type in the chat. Yes. Type in the chat. Let me see it. Type in the chat. Yes. Come on now, baby. Right? Let me do it with you guys. Yes. These are real students, real live human beings that are doing it every day. If I can do it, look, I still wholesale today. I still wholesale a lot of stuff today. Why? Because I want to make money to actually buy more property. Because not every deal I like, I wholesale it away. So if you guys are listening, you're advanced. If you ain't wholesaling, shame on you. In fact, I'm busy building houses. Hey, if people bring you a deal or friends tell you about ugly houses that you don't buy, get it under contract and wholesale to somebody else. Maybe it don't fit your parameter, but it might fit somebody else's parameter. Get it under contract, wholesale it, and stack some cash. Because even my friend out there watching, you're a flipper or you're building houses. The reason why you don't own enough rental property or can't scale fast enough because your money's tied up in deals, either a flip deal or a new construction deal. And you need more cash. How you get more cash? Wholesale. Everybody get this? This making sense, everybody. Okay? All right. So look, I want to say this, and we're going to go with Q&A. I want to help you guys just like Charles Zettler helped my family and Saul helped me. Okay. I want to help you guys see that the vision, my vision to inspire and empower billions of people to reach for the goal and dream and see that anything is possible through my own life experience, my own life journey, and owning real estate. So I just wanted to let you know, if you don't know, all right, I have a mentorship program where we have thousands of students all across America, right, doing this every single day. If you're interested, you want to know more about it, just go to jointhat.com, okay? That's all I'm going to say, all right? Jointhat.com. You want to know more about my mentorship program, being part of the Springboard family, okay? Now, I want to say this to you. First time we're ever doing this. This is Thach's birthday special, and then we're going to go to Q&A. The first 20 people that join Springboard today, you're going to get $2,000 off of the Premier Burr Mentorship. And this is the first time we're doing this because it's my birthday, and I'm giving you guys a present, okay? For the first 20 people who sign up, you're going to get $2,000 off, and you're going to get 30 days of one-on-one coaching with some of our Champion Circle coaches. Some of the students that you guys presenting right now, they're some of the coaches. And we got many of coaches behind the scene that you guys haven't seen yet. But if you join Springboard today, you're going to get $2,000 off. And for the first 30 days, you're going to get one-on-one coaching from a Springboard Champion Circle coaches, your own coach. So you guys can actually work out your plan. Okay? If you're interested, go to jointhat.com. Go talk to them about it. They'll tell you more about it. Okay? I don't want to take a lot of time on this. All right? You got it? Take a picture of this. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Tomorrow, come back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. We're going to talk about the 3 other strategy, and it's going to be more the advanced version. So if you want to listen to the advanced version, you want to scale faster, tomorrow is the 3 other strategies I've used to scale. And today, I still use those 3 strategies today. What I'm going to speak about tomorrow, I still use those 3 strategies today. And that's how I have what I have today because of the 3 strategies I'm going to talk about tomorrow. That is my problem, my niche. The 3 strategies I'm going to talk tomorrow. That's how I have to be able to scale this with no real estate investor. I have no investor, everybody. All right, Miss Stephanie, let's go to Q&A with all the students. Let's bring them all in.
Let's do it.
Let's bring them all in.
There's a ton of questions for Jason around wholesaling, so let's kind of tackle those first. So
let's do it.
One of the questions is, how do you go about finding the data and getting the contact info for building the list of who you're contacting? How do you find that data and go get it? This is from Donald and Ramij and Camille and Nathan and Nathalie, Kathleen, Chris. A ton of people want to have this question answered, so we're going to kick off there.
Yes. So 2 ways you can go about this. You can either find the data yourself, or you can use a data provider like PropStream or Property Radar to find these data. The best way to start out, especially if you're doing it yourself and you don't have much capital, is to gather the data yourself. So that's a term called driving for dollars. What that means is that you drive around the city that you want to find those distressed properties in, and you drive every single street. Whenever you see a distressed houses, you write down the address. And I did that when I first started out for the first year. And that's the best way to do it, because that's 100% of the addresses on that list is going to be fixer properties.
And I'm going to add this, everybody. This is low-hanging fruit, what I'm going to tell you. Tell everybody, your friends, your family. Tom and Shannon told their coworker, okay? Tell them that you are an investor and you're looking for basically home that need work, and you are an investor now. You don't have to tell them you're wholesaling. Just tell them you're an investor. When you get the deal, if you like it, you'll find a way to get the money. If it ain't to your taste, get it under contract and then wholesale it. If you don't know how to do that, we will teach you how to do that, okay? But yes, that's how you would do it, okay?
Also on the wholesaling topic, Nathalie and Kathleen are curious, how did you find the buyer for this? And what happens if you don't? Is it going to go to court? Are you going to get in trouble? Like, what is the danger? How did you find those investors? And what if you can't?
Yes, so that's where having a great mentor, having high standards come into play. Because when I saw this property and the price that the owner wants it at, I knew what the after repair value is going to be. So I knew there's a big enough spread to find an investor. And this investor who bought the property happens to be in the Springboard community. So talking about the power of proximity and just connection in general. But so when you got this property under contract, you will have an inspection period. In big cities, it would typically be 14 days. So in these 14 days, that's your time to try to go find a buyer. And at the end, if you can't find a buyer, you can just back out of the contract.
And here's the powerful thing, Steph. You can speak on the power of the Springboard family on people who are buying and wholesaling all the time. Speak on that, Steph.
Yeah, there's just a beautiful matchmaking because people that are within Springboard, our community, you know that they're thinking about things with the same filters, with the same standards for the deals, and the same level of integrity. So, and it is an easy match make because there's a ton of people in Springboard that are looking to buy deals as much as there are a ton of wholesalers looking to sell deals. And so it's a really nice way to be able to get in those relationships, network, and we have lists of people who are wholesaling and lists of people who are buying, so it's really easy to find each other.
Awesome.
One other question on wholesaling. Viraj is curious, why would a seller sell to a wholesaler instead of directly to the investor? Why would they do that?
Yeah. Why don't I let Edmund answer that? Edmund, why would a wholesaler sell a home? Like right now, you're buying a really ugly house, right? And why would a seller sell you an ugly house for cheap when they can just sell it themselves on the market, for example? And either you can wholesale, because you wholesale also, Edmund, or you can buy it yourself. Why would the owner sell for you cheap?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, most sellers, they may want their top dollar, but some sellers also want convenience, as well as like not having to deal with selling it on the market, getting prepared, meaning cleaning this up. And this house that we're buying is not really normally financeable. So like by us knowing that the seller has a pretty much beat up house, mid-construction type of thing, we're able to tell them, hey, we can either buy this cash or we can buy it with a renovation loan so that we can actually get it done. Most people don't want to take that risk. So for us to provide them a solution, making it easy and stress-free for them, I mean, that's usually what a seller wants at the end of the day is like, how can we get to the end goal rather than just getting the most money?
That's right.
Exactly.
Good answer.
Yeah. So question for Tong and Shani, maybe Edmund and Eliza, all of you might chime in on this actually, but Alejandro, Chris, and James were curious, is it better to hire a property manager or manage it yourself, especially when you have a 9-to-5? What do you guys think about the balance of managing your own properties versus hiring someone to do it?
Tong,
so I do a lot of the managing ourselves. And I do think it's important to understand that whole process before you really hand it off. I think I'm getting to that point because it's starting, to get more stressful, like with like all these properties all at once. But I think in the beginning, it's very crucial to do it yourself so that you know the ins and outs, like you know what to look for, right? But if you find a really good property manager with like a good fee, I would say go for it if you really cannot do it yourself. So yeah, for us, we did it ourselves.
But at some point, you want to outsource that because it has been getting more stressful the busier we're getting. But it was manageable when we started off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But as we get busier, things get a little bit more stressful. So now we're willing to pass it on to a management company.
Yeah.
But you kind of then have that experience and that knowledge of what to expect from them, what's reasonable, and what should be going on because you have that experience yourself. That makes sense.
Definitely.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So with that, how do you guys determine, let's say when you're looking at the cash flow of a property, how much to think about you're setting aside each month for reserves? Are you taking a certain amount of the rent each month and setting it aside for reserves? How do you decide that? And how do you know how much reserves you'd like to have on hand?
We don't really touch the cash flow. Everything that we cash flow, we keep it in a separate bank account for our investment property. That's our, that's our passive income. We don't even play with it.
We don't even if we need money for like leisure or enjoyment or anything, that comes for our own like 9 to 5. But even then, we try to keep that like, for investments. But yeah, like our cash flow from our properties, that goes back into real estate.
How about you, Edmund? What do you do?
Yeah, we do the same thing. I mean, we've been saving up all our money that we get from the cash flow and putting it into accounts. First off, like you mentioned, Thach Nguyen, is like we have it in our, each property has its own like reserves. After the reserves, then we kind of scrape off the top and just like, hey, we're saving that for our next investment property.
And Jason, you just bought your first rental. Are you taking that $2,200, man? You buying a Benz with that money or some Louis Vuitton shoes? What are you doing with that money, bro?
No, I opened a separate business checking account. It's all going to that account. Going into as a reserves.
All right. Don't let me catch you walking around with some goddamn new Gucci shoes, bro. I know what happened to it.
That's such a good statement about the power of keeping your main, whether it's 9 to 5 of whatever form, you still keep that money coming in the front door so you can set that aside. And also the power of being able to let the property sort of accumulate and determine their own reserves. So, and that's a discipline to do that.
It is.
Good job for you.
It is a discipline, folks. Do not go out there, start making, and then taking these cash flow, and you at the beginning stage. And I say this joke, but I also say this serious. At the beginning, you just building up your portfolio, you're building up your cash flow. Don't go out there and start buying the Benzes and the Rolex right away. Wait until you get a few more property. You know what I mean? If you're gonna buy something small that doesn't take all your cash flow, right? Like Jason, he just started. That's why he's still wholesaling, because he don't want to use his cash flow. He want to use the money he's making through the front door to go and eat and travel and do things, but he's letting all this money park over here on the side and let it hatch and hatch and hatch. So be careful, folks. I want to say that people, they don't manage their money as well, Thach and Shannon. You guys spoke about this well, right? It is underrated is what I want to say of managing money, right? Do you see that, Thach and Shannon, when you out there?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of discipline and knowing what is important to you. All of you mentioned very clearly why you're doing this and what's important to you about doing it, and keeping that front and center, I'm sure, helps support the discipline that you're showing. So there was a couple questions. There are people like, man, with these high interest rates, can this really work? Can I actually find properties? I'm afraid what would you say to somebody that says, these interest rates are so high. Should I be buying now? My area is so expensive. Maybe I can't do this. What do you say about people who are afraid that they've missed the boat, that their prices are too high and the interest rates are too high?
All right, so let me start with Edmund, and then Thach and then Jason. I want you to answer in a different mindset, I think, because you're a wholesaler, right? Are people still out there, selling, even in this time? Are people even buying? But let's start with Edmund. How would you answer that question, Edmund, Eliza?
Yeah, I mean, 5% down is really just being able to save that amount, right? So like no matter what market you're in, 5% down, if you're not able to save that, then focus on finding ways to reduce your expenses first off, and then take that amount and then purchase a property. I know interest rates do seem high, and we tell our clients all the time, it's like, well, interest rates are high, but the rates always change, right? So if you're not buying now, interest rates are just going to keep moving. Prices are going to keep going up. So you might as well buy now so you can get yourself into a home and then refinance later. So just really being able to focus in on, if that's your main goal, start saving that 5% and then start buying.
Nice. Sean, Thach, how would you guys? How would you answer that?
Yeah. So like we'll compare it to our first property to our property that we closed yesterday. First one was at 4%. Amazing, right? That was awesome. This last one was at 7.5%. Cash flow is only $200 a month, but you also have equity. And remember, our long-term game plan is to pay off all these houses anyway, fast, right? So to me, the interest rate is insignificant if it's 2%, 3% difference. Worst case scenario, if I have to pay $250 or $400 a month extra, even if I don't cash flow, I would still do it because the equity is there. So yeah, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, the rates are always changing. If it goes down, it's going to be a lot more difficult to buy a house.
Yes.
Right now, if you find a good deal off market, jump on the opportunity, because we're going to look back and be like, oh, well, it was only 7%. At least we got this house,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's even more competitive when the rates are lower. Jason, What are people saying to you out there when you call them and it's 7%? Oh, I ain't selling 7%. I ain't selling. What do you see out there, bro?
Seattle. I work in Seattle. Seattle, it's one of the most competitive market in the U.S. And a lot of people say there are no deals, nobody's selling. It's impossible to find a deal, but there are still deals out there. So it's just matter. It's your mindset, and it's also how you look at it. You know, if you tell yourself there's no deals, then there's obviously you're not going to find a deal. So you need to. So there's deals to be made.
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
Next questions. Lewis, Anstar, and Fedeki also all have questions for you, Eliza and Edmund, about, can you say again how you financed your house hack, specifically the rehab type of product? Some also curiosity, do you know if this works with a VA loan? But can you just repeat how you finance those house hack deals?
Yeah, so our property that we own right now, and this one, we bought 5% down, conventional, and we paid for the renovations through our savings and a HELOC on one of my investment properties. So because we had an investment property, we could take a home equity line of credit, use some of that funds to renovate the bottom downstairs. But then for our next property, like we talked about earlier, we're getting a conventional loan, but there's also a renovation product. So it allows us to buy the house and then also within that same loan, get the renovation costs included. So we're paying a higher mortgage, which is going to be the end number of like after repair value. So it's just included in one. So you could either do one or the other as an option.
Nice. 3 more questions. Bobby and Donald both had the same question. Do I need to have an LLC or get my real estate license before I buy my first rental? Or after?
Shannon, yeah, Tom and Shannon, I want you to answer that. When you bought your first rental, right? Did you have an LLC?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Edmund, how about you?
Nope, no LLCs for any of them.
Jason, how about you, man? On the fourplex, what kind of LLC you put together?
Oh, we might have lost Jason. He'll come back, I'm sure. Oh, there he is. There you go.
What?
It's in my Chinese name.
Is it a what?
It's in my name.
Oh, it's in your name.
It's Chinese
name. You got a Chinese name LLC or something? What'd you say? Is it your name?
Yeah, you'll never find him. It's better than an LLC. You'll never figure out who that is.
Yeah.
I got you. Stephen, how would you answer that question for people?
I think it depends on what type of financing you're using. A lot of times with hard money or alternative things like DSCR, they're going to want you to buy it in an LLC. But it's very easy to have that set up. It is not a big process. It's not a necessity, and if you're going to buy it conventionally with some of the strategies that we're talking about here, house hacking, using 9-to-5 cash, seller financing, then personal name is completely fine. But a lot of times it's dependent upon how you're going to finance the deal.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Pri had a question. How do you know how many to buy and when to stop?
Okay. Let's start with Jason. He's the youngest. How do you know how many to buy, when to stop, Jason? Because you got everybody, we really preach a lot of this stuff in class.
Absolutely. So when I joined the Springboard Mentorship program, Thach and Stephanie, they hammer in, the first thing you have to figure it out is you have to have an end goal in mind. And then you follow through the roadmap to wealth to get to that goal. And my goal was to have 30,000 in passive income, and that equates to 10 doors. And I'm very clear on what that's going to do for me and my family. So that's my goal. Okay, so that's awesome. My end game.
Awesome. Edmund, Eliza, how did you guys figure, right, that you guys want to have 8-door versus 7-door versus 10-door, right? And how did you determine that?
Yeah, it was quite simple. I mean, the process that Springboard teaches is like how many doors you need for freedom, right? So we know in our area, $2,500 is the average rent around the area. So at $10,000 each, that just needs 4 doors. So Eliza needs another 4 doors herself. So 8 doors total for 20,000.
And these are numbers you got that really, it's almost pretty much is as much or a little more than what someone's already making in their ordinary income already. So they can replace their ordinary income with their passive income, right? They really out of the rat race. Thach Nguyen, how about you guys? How did you guys come up with, $20,000 a month, for passive income versus, $100,000 a month?
Well, we wanted to make sure that we had enough money to, take care of our family and live the life that we want to live, own the cars we want to own the house that we want to own. So we factor that to be about $20,000 a month and stop there. And if we want to buy more and add on, we add on. But we're happy if we're free and clear of having $20K a month passive.
Love it. And listen, everybody, it's very doable. We're not even talking about, most of these guys and gals are talking about anywhere between 8 and 10, 12 doors. It ain't impossible. Now, is there people out there that own more? Of course. If you're out here and you're like that, I own 20, I want to get to 50. I'm happy to help you. I can teach you how to do that. Okay. But most people, you think about it, if you're debt free and you have 20 grand a month, you can live a really good life, people. Really good life. Don't fool yourself. Okay. And if you want to work, you can steal on top of that. Okay. Steph, you about to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing. Yeah, 100%. All right, last question. This is from Zachary and Adam and Kai. All of them are 17 years old. Zachary is already attending real estate networking stuff, out looking at fixers, and has saved $43,000. So look out when Zachary turns 18. But what would you say to inspire these three young bucks that are out getting ready to take on the world like these guys are?
All right, we'll start with Thach and Shannon. Remember when you guys were that young, guys? Like yesterday when you guys were that young, right? Thach and Shannon and Edmund.
Crazy.
All right, what would you say to the 17, 18-year-old? That was you guys like a few years ago.
Well, number one is congratulations. Oh my gosh, that's an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah.
So congrats. And honey, you want to start us off?
I wish we started like that. No, that's awesome.
That's almost how much we started off with investing. We had $50K saved aside,
yeah.
and that's all we used to start buying our first rental.
Yeah.
So you guys are almost there
Yeah.
at such a young age. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So keep it up.
Yeah.
Edmund, Eliza, you guys seemed like it was yesterday when you guys were 18 years old, right? But overnight you grew a beard, bro. So I don't know what happened, but what would you tell the young cats?
Yeah, I mean, again, you should be proud of yourself, first off. I mean, that is a huge accomplishment. Like we talked about earlier, being able to save money is one part of it. And like having that saved away for your investments, just keep going with that. And being able to first buy your next property after that. I think it's really just, you're already doing what it is that takes to be successful. You just got to keep with it. And I think that's the hardest part that a lot of people forget is consistency, right? Like if you just stay consistent with the same vision of what you want to do, it will continue to grow, and then just keep dreaming big, and then everything will follow through with it.
And then I would also just add to that, like they're already, going to real estate, meetups, joining this webinar, really staying in like communities like this to keep encouraging you. That will really, help you excel.
I love it. Jason, how about you, bro? That was you like last week at 18 years old.
Absolutely. To piggyback to what everybody says, I completely agree. And congratulations, you guys. That's amazing. I would say it's really important because all the seminars, and there are a lot of coaches out there that teaches you how to make money. But it's very important to find the right mentor. And what Thach and the Springboard and Stephanie is able to do for me is not only how to teach me to make money, but also have the mindset of abundance and simplicity and all the qualities that, Thach embodies. And that is, you're not going to find anybody else out there that's teaching that. So for me, that's the most important, is to find the right mentor and be in the right community.
Well, some of you guys don't know, I think our youngest member in this group right now, his name is Mark Hughes. He's 18 years old. He's a senior in high school. And we are helping him right now on buying some rental property as he gets ready to go off to college. We're going to help him buy some rental, and he's going to be learning this stuff as he's in college. And then from 18, then we got a whole bunch of youngies from 21, 22, 23, 24. We got a lot of young folks, okay, in this group. That is really one of our initiatives to help young people, right? That's, that's what we do. I mean, that's our niche. Remember, folks, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to let Stephanie say a few things. This strategy works anywhere across the United States. Unfortunately, we don't mentor people outside the United States, but soon it's coming. I don't care if you live in super high-end area like New York City. We have over 100 students in New York and Jersey. Of course, you don't buy a turnkey property in the heart of Manhattan, right? Unless you're Donald Trump, right? But all of our students right now are buying property in Jersey, and they're buying ugly houses. The money is made in buying ugly houses. Okay, everybody? Right? We have people, again, Thach and Shannon from Tampa, right? We have students in Tampa, in Orlando, in Miami, in Atlanta, in Dallas, in Houston, in Denver, in Utah, Washington, all the way down the West Coast, all the way down, right, to San Diego, all across Arizona, all across Vegas. They are using the same 6 strategy over and over and over and over, and a few other stuff for the advanced student that we have as part of our inner circle, okay? But anybody can do that. If you meet everybody in Springboard that we teach, they're all ordinary people, just like all of us. They just learn how to master one thing, knowing how to find the right deal, learn how to evaluate, learn how to fund these, and more importantly, learn which property to keep as rental, which property to wholesale or fix and flip and take the cash and be ready to buy the rental. And they know exactly how many doors they needed to get, why they want it, and they chase after accumulating these doors. When they get these doors, they work on paying them down. These are the strategy we call the roadmap to wealth in Springboard. And anybody can do this. That's why we wanted to show you these 3 students. Tomorrow, we got 3 other students that we want to highlight tomorrow that do more of the advanced version of it, okay? So remember, tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Do not miss it tomorrow. Stephanie, what do you want to say?
The thing I would say that I think speaks to the 17-year-olds as well as everybody, which is don't let anybody talk you out of your dreams.
Yes.
No one should supersede your own good judgment and your internal knowing of what life is calling you to do. And so with that, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Take one step forward and then one step forward again. And it's what you're hearing everybody say. You need to be surrounded by people who also see a vision for your life that matches what you see, so that when you fall down, you've got people around you encouraging you and picking you back up. And then you do the same when somebody else needs you. But don't let anybody talk you out of the vision that you have for your life, and never, ever, ever give up on the clarity you have of what you want to accomplish in this world.
That's right. So you guys, if you go to Thach and Shani, they have the Instagram, right? If you punch in their name, you'll find them. Okay. Edmund, right? Edmund, what is your Instagram handle? Real quick. Okay. You find Edmund, you find Eliza.
Yeah, Edmund from Edmonds. I'll type it in the chat.
Okay. And Jason is Jason HE, and you find them there. Okay. And Thach and Shannon, type in your chat, right? Did you guys want to meet them, right? They're going to type in the Instagram. Eliza, you can do the same. There it is. There's the Instagram right there. Okay. Type it in and you guys follow them, okay? And you have questions, feel free to DM them. Again, last thing. If you want something bad enough, you will always find a way in the solution. If you don't want something bad enough, you'll always make excuses. Remember, when you're clear on what it is that you want, and you focus and speak it daily, and you speak it into existence, you tell everybody what your golden dream is, and you have urgency behind it, there's no goal that's not too big for you to accomplish. I'm a living proof of it. Come from Vietnam with nothing and have what I have today is because of clarity of what I want, put the focus behind it, and then create urgency, okay? So remember, dream big because anything is possible, okay? Again, if you guys want to know more about the Springboard family, you want to know about the program, just go to jointhach.com. You can talk to my team. They can tell you more about it, right? But until then, you guys, we want to give up a big shout out to Thach, Shannon, Edmund, Liza, and Jason. Right? And then we will see you guys tomorrow at the same time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. All right? Have an awesome evening. Hope you guys took a lot away tonight. Peace. Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up? Hey, I hope you guys enjoy yesterday workshop, man. I think that was one of the best workshop we have done ever. I mean, we had probably almost 4,000 people join yesterday, and that was amazing. So here's the thing. If you was on the call yesterday, would you please type in the chat, what was one thing that you heard that was a game changer for you that can help you buy a rental this year? Type it in the chat. Let's go. Okay. One thing that you heard yesterday that was a game changer for you that will help you actually buy at least one rental or more rental this year. So type it in the chat. Okay. Let's just read it. Okay. We got 3 new amazing student and example today that's going to share you guys some more advanced stuff. Today's the advanced version, everybody, okay? So, all right. So, wholesale, yes. Don't let interest rate dictate. Oh, shit. I like that. Okay? Just do it. I love it. House hack. Yes. Dreaming big, Caesar. You ain't got to tell me about dreaming big, baby. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Wholesale, 5% down. Yes, 5%. 5% renovation loan. Is that a game changer or what, you guys? You didn't even know it, huh? You can put 5% down, okay, on a fixer-upper on a conventional loan, okay? There's a rehab program out there, not FHA 203K, right? They have a conventional version, 5% down on rehab. That's a new game changer, okay? Who else? Owner financing. Oh, we're going to talk about that, Carlos. We're going to talk about that today, baby. House hack, okay? I'm asking everybody, okay? So if you just hopping on, I'm asking everybody, if you was on the call yesterday, what was one thing that you heard yesterday that was a game changer, that inspired you, that actually can help you get at least one rental property this year? If you haven't owned one, that could be the inspiration that gonna get you going for that first one. If you already own some rental property, that could be some information yesterday that can actually help you get another one. Okay, so house hack all the way. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I house hacked about 10 properties. All right, I'm house hacked about 10 property, man. On my first probably 10 property, I house hacked that shit. Okay, a bunch of times, just so you know. I milked it. I didn't even know house hacking was. Tran Dang said 5% house hack. Yes. Recycle. Oh, Burr. Yes. We're going to talk a lot about Burr today, just so you guys know. Look, I even wore my Burr shirt today. Look at this. All right? Look at this. I even wear my Burr shirt today for you guys. We're about to represent today, okay? Who else? Okay? You know, wholesaling. Yes, Thach Nguyen to wholesaling, right? Got a house hack. House hack 5%. Keep your 9 to 5. And bravo. I can't even tell people, okay? Look, one of these days, I'm going to do another workshop. I'm going to bring one of our newest students. Her name is Thach Nguyen. She's from Florida, Davie, Florida specifically, okay? And she only been in the program since like December last year. And listen, she bought 2 rental. She just closed on her second one recently. Second one. Guess what she does for a living? She's a nail technician, and her story is inspiring. Chi, if you're out there, okay, we're talking about you, girl. You know we're always talking about you. And you guys, she worked the 9 to 5 doing nail, and she just go out there and she milked that vehicle, and she get her money from that shit. And you know what? She used that money to buy rental. She's on her second rental right now. She told me she's going to work on her third one right now, okay? All right. Keep coming, baby. Oh, there she is right there. Chi, we love you, baby. We love you. She's right there. Chi's right there. So again, okay? All right, now I'm going to ask you guys another question right now, all right? Where do you live and how many rental property you own? Type it in right now. Do that for me real quick, okay? Then we're going to get started because we got a lot of great information today. Where do you live and how many rental you own? Type it in right now. Let's go. Chi, we love you, girl. You're going to be next. San Francisco, Richard, look at New York. man, just so you guys know, we have a chapter in New York, right? Springboard chapter. It's about 100 students in New York and Jersey. We have Tampa, Florida. We have Orlando chapter. We have Miami chapter. Matter of fact, Miami about to meet up this weekend. We got Atlanta chapter. We got oh yeah, that's right. We got Virginia and DC. We're gonna be, hey, this is, you gotta know, June 21st. I'm gonna be in DC with Stephanie, my partner, and we're gonna be out there hosting a Springboard meetup for all the Springboard. If you guys are out there in that area, all right, and you're part of the Springboard, make sure you guys show up. If you guys are not part of Springboard, you want to come, let us know, okay? I'm going to be in San Diego on May 29th to do the Springboard meetup in San Diego. And then on June 1st, I'm doing the Springboard meetup in LA, Long Beach, okay, with those Springboard out there. So you guys in those areas, Springboarder, come out. If you're not a Springboard, you want to come, all right, let us know, okay? Look at that. I love it. 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 All right. All right. All right. Miss Stephanie, let's get started. Let's get the show on the road, you guys. We got a lot to talk about, and we got a lot of great information we're going to hand over to you guys today. So let's the show begin. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Here we go. This is day 2. Okay. Day 2. All right. All right. Let me control the mouse, if you don't mind, whoever is controlling it. All right. All right. So hold up. Whoever's playing with the mouse, let me control it, please.
I don't think anybody's touching it. I'm not sure why it's going a little crazy.
What the hell is going on with this technology over here, Steph? Hold on here. Let me go back. All right. All right, here we go. So yesterday, right? Let me start here. All right. So this whole event that we're doing right now, right? The reason why we call it How to Buy 10 Rental in Less Than 5 Years is because a lot of you guys and gals have been asking me that I want to buy more rental property, but after 1 or 2, I'm running out of cash. What's your recommendation? What tip can you give us? And when I made this video on YouTube, it went viral because I gave people a whole bunch of strategy so they can buy more property, right? And it went viral, and I realized I need to do this live so I could actually teach everybody. And so today, this is the second day of yesterday. If you didn't listen to yesterday and you wasn't here, you guys are going to get the recording of day 1 emailed to you, okay? Please listen to it, okay? But I'm going to do a quick recap, okay? All right, so yeah, day 2 today. Today, we're going to talk about the other 3 strategy of the 6. Yesterday, we talked about 3 strategy. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 other strategy. And this one is for the people who is a little more advanced. These are people that already probably own maybe 4 or 5 rental, and they want to scale up, all right? They want to go faster. Yesterday was for people that own 0 property to 5 property, right? And you guys can use those techniques yesterday to get 0 to 5. But if you are at 5, you want to start going faster and faster, this is what you are going to need to master today. Now, just so you know, today, these 3 strategies I'm telling you today, I still do them today in real time, okay? I still do it today, okay? So we're going to introduce you 3 students, okay, that are doing very well in these T category. I call them one of our experts, okay? And some of these students are our coaches for Springboard. And then we're going to open up for Q&A so you guys can ask all the students here, right? All 3 of them, right? Q&A with me and my partner, Stephanie. And then if you're new, right? My birthday is May 18, which is this Saturday. And I got something special for you guys if you guys want to join the Springboard family tonight, okay? All right. So there's 6 strategy, right? Yesterday, we talked about 3 strategy, okay? And I'm going to tell you what the 3 strategy is. And today, we're going to talk about 3 new strategy, and we're going to go over that today, okay? All right. So strategy number, okay, something happened to my slide deck, and this is not the same slide deck, Stephanie, but okay, I'm going to roll with it, okay? All right. So yesterday, we talked about 9 to 5. So yesterday, right, when you guys are working 9 to 5, okay, you got to milk the 9 to 5 strategy as much as you can, okay? Like I said, Thach Nguyen, right? She specialized in nail technician. That's what her full-time job is. And you know what, you guys? She worked her ass off and she go get her money. And she used that money to buy her, basically her property. So yesterday we had Thach and Shani on, and Thach and Shani basically, right, they work at their regular 9 to 5 and they milk their job, right? And then they use their 9 to 5 to buy rental. Now, the second thing, right, was basically house hacking. If you guys was actually making good money, right, and you guys take that money and you go buy rental property, right, you can actually put down as little as 5%. Now, let me give you a tip. I bought my first rental. I keep saying rental, but I said I put down 5%, and my intention was I was going to live in it. After I got it all painted and cleaned it up, I decided my intention changed, and I turned it into a rental, okay? That's what I did for my first few, just so you guys know, okay? We call that house hacking, and you only need 5% down, okay? Then the third thing we talked about yesterday was wholesaling. If you want to speed up, okay, and make more money, they buy more rental. One of the ways you guys can do it is basically, remember, increase your 9 to 5 and then go and wholesale so you can make more money. When you make more money, you can actually basically buy more rental. The goal here on this workshop is how to increase your active income so you guys can actually buy more rental so you can increase your passive income. So the strategy, you guys, right, yesterday was just increase your income 9 to 5, right? Increase your income by wholesaling. Try to milk the house hack as much as you can until you got to get to the point you can't do no more. Today, we're going to spend time with the advanced version, right? So you got to even speed up this thing even faster. You get more money through the front door so we can actually buy more rental faster, okay? All right. So strategy number 4 today, okay? Here what we're going to talk about strategy number 4, fix and flip. Now, when I started real estate, okay, I was, my 9 to 5 was, I was a realtor. And I was making good money doing that. And when I made enough money, I bought myself a property with 5%. I did that a few times, and I wanted to pick up the pace myself. And so what happened was I was out cold calling and door knocking every day. And I remember this guy named Dan Duffy said, "Hey, man, you ever find fixer-upper, right? Send him my way. I'll buy it, right?" And I was like, okay. I was already out in the street door knocking looking for nice listings. And when I saw ugly house, I would door knock these. And I was like, man, let me ask the owner they want to sell. If they are, I'm going to ask them if they want to buy this. So that's how I started finding ugly houses. And I was selling to this investor named Dan Duffus, okay? And so I started doing that, right? And when I was selling, I was wholesaling to Dan. He would fix them all up. I used to go over there. I used to always basically peak game. Man, what's he doing, right? And I used to ask him, you know what I mean? How much did it cost you? Do we have this? How much did it cost? Do we have this? And he used to tell me all this stuff. And I was like, man. And then he gave me the listing. So I would list the property, put it on the market, and he'll make a kill on it. I'm thinking, damn, he bought it for this much. He put this much money in rehab, and I sold it for this much. Shit, he's making $100,000. And I started telling myself, damn. As I was selling Dan a bunch of property, I was like, I need to add that to my revenue stream so I can make more money. So what happened was, you guys, I started adding fix and flip to my active income vehicle. And now I had my real estate agent as my 9 to 5. Right? I was wholesaling. I was making more money. And then now I added fix and flip. And I started doing that to make more money. And as I make more money, I bought some more rental. So today, I want to introduce you to Alex. Alex, come on online, baby. Let's talk. Okay? What up, baby?
What up, baby?
Now, this guy right here is one of my young cat. He's one of my inspiration right here, okay? He's living over here in Federal Way. He's a real estate agent full-time, right? And he also now investing. And, bro, would you please tell him, because I can't read this, bro. Tell him how old you are, dog.
I'm 22. Yes, sir.
Come on, man. Come on, baby. 22 years old. Are you kidding me? Okay? All right, Alex, I got a whole bunch of questions for you, bro. All right? And then we're going to take a look at one of your deals, okay? All right, my first question is this, Alex. How many property do you own, and how many door is that, bro?
So right now I got like 6 properties and then 12 doors across the 6 of them.
So you got 6 property
Mhm.
and it's added to 12 doors. Is that correct?
Right.
Awesome. How much rent did you get on these property? Like gross rent? When you add them all up.
Yes. So I didn't even realize this till today when I was adding it up. It's like 20,000.
You got $20,000 in rent, bro?
Yeah, and gross rents. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Now, of course, when it's paid off, my man got 20 grand a month coming in, which is 240 grand a year. Okay. At 22 years old. Where were you guys at 22 years old? My man already got 12 door at 22. Hey, how much passive income out of that 20 grand is passive? Like meaning after you pay off your mortgage. What do you think it is?
Yeah, after everything, property managers, insurance, it's right under $5,000 a month.
Okay, so the 15 grand is basically paying the mortgage,
Right.
and the 5 grand what you take home right now.
Right.
Okay. Now, for some of you guys who don't know, one of the things I'm working with Alex on right now is we're gonna work on starting to pay down these property so he can start seeing more of the $20,000. Alex, when did you actually get into selling real estate as a realtor? When did you start being a realtor?
Right. Like I started at 18, like right when I turned 19 is when I got licensed, and that's when I started selling. So it's been almost 4 years now full-time selling.
Damn, bro. You started selling real estate when you were 18 years old?
Yeah. Right out of high school, man.
What inspired you to get into selling real estate at 18 years old, bro? Because most people out of high school, they don't know what the hell they want to do. You come out of high school right into real estate. What the hell was that all about?
Well, I was just hustling. I got into college. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I met Vena, who was a huge influence on me getting into the game. But I also got licensed in insurance, bro. I didn't even know what I wanted to do. But real estate took, I was like, man, I really like talking to people. I feel like this is my thing. So that's when I dropped college. I dropped insurance and I went all in.
Nice, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So you started at 18 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did you buy your first rental?
It was 2 days before my 20th birthday. That's when I bought my first one.
Nice, bro. When did you join Springboard?
It was maybe 3 months before I bought it. So I was 19. I was like the middle of 19.
Yeah. I remember, bro. Look, you guys, Alex is one of the youngest guy. He been in Springboard training at the highest level, the inner circle level, since 19 years old. Okay. And no wonder why my man is on a fast track right now. And we're just starting right now, too, with this guy, really, in my opinion. Okay. And so you bought your first rental when you were like basically when you at almost 3-4 months after you joined Springboard.
Yeah, exactly. I saved up a nest egg and I jumped right on it.
How you been getting the down payment to buy these property, bro, in the past?
Mm-hmm. So I've been a realtor. That's been my full-time job. And so, I got in during COVID. So things were hustling and bustling. I was saving up a nice nest egg during that time. That's how I got my first one, just 20% down.
So basically your 9 to 5 is being a realtor.
Right.
And you just hustle and just sold as many houses as possible as a realtor. So you can use that money to fuel your rental portfolio. Is that correct?
Exactly. That's exactly.
How much money did you make last year as a realtor, bro?
$248,000.
$248,000?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He is milking that vehicle really well, people, just so you guys know, at 22 years old. Okay. Shit, bro. Congratulations. What do you think you're gonna make this year as a realtor? Probably
with just realtor or including fix and flip?
Just realtor only.
Probably about the same. Probably 250, right around.
So you're killing the real estate game at 250,000. And then just recently you started adding fix and flip because we want to turbocharge your active income so you can buy more property. True?
Exactly.
When did you start adding flipping to your game now? When did you do your first flip?
It was early last year. And I remember we were at an inner circle retreat. And you told me, you're like, Alex, you got the realtor income down. You got to start expanding. And that's when I was like, all right, I'm locking in on getting my first one. And I did. It was like April last year I bought my first one.
Nice. And again, why are you actually flipping on top of being a realtor right now?
I'm just trying to stack as much money to buy as many rentals as I can. I'm trying to hit that target goal.
I love it. Mm-hmm. And the goal is basically what, 20,000 a month, 25,000 a month in passive income for you? That's the end game?
End game for me is 30,000.
30,000. Okay. So your end game is to get enough door to get to $30,000 a month in passive income.
Right.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. This is big league right here. All right, let's go through one of your deals, bro.
Okay.
This is one of your most recent deals, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's break it down. All right, you bought this for $350. How'd you find the deal?
I actually paid a wholesaler from Springboard.
Oh, okay. So you working in your network. So you bought it for $350, and you got a $70,000 to rehab in it.
Right.
And all in with closing everything was $420. Right. And you basically, did you keep this or you sold this?
I'm actually in the process of finishing it up, so I'm gonna sell it though.
Okay, and right now you think the ARV is about what, 580?
Right.
So basically, after everything right here, you can easily clear between $100,000 and $130,000 easy on this one deal.
Right. Yeah.
Damn.
I know.
First of all, when did you close this deal, and when are you gonna think you'd be done with this house?
I closed on it about 30 days ago. It was about 35 days ago, and I think I just stopped by today. We're probably going to be done in another 35.
So how long this whole project taking you?
About 70 days, start to finish and put on the market.
So a little over, let's call it 4 months to say. Oh,
Right.
that's 3 months. 3 months.
Yep, 3 months.
So in 3 months, you about to make $100,000 to $130,000 on net at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
I know. It's nuts.
How many flip do you think you can do in a year, Alex, that they can actually add to your 9-to-5 income?
So this is my second this year, but my goal is 4. So I think I can do 4 this year.
So if you did 4 this year, how much extra revenue are you adding on top of your 9-to-5 of your 250, you think?
Probably another almost 300,000.
So you think you can add another 300 more grand on doing 4 flips?
I'd say probably closer to 250. Another 250.
So this, all right, 250. So somewhere you're gonna add another 250, 300,000.
Right.
So basically, at 22 years old, you're about to make over $500,000 in active income, bro.
Yeah.
So you can buy more rental property.
Right. That's the only goal.
Damn. How does that make you feel, bro? At 22 years old, you're making more money than most parents that went to the Ivy League school, right? And you're crushing it. You got 12 door, and you're about to buy more. And you came from Fairway, a small little town.
That made.
Had this even came to you like, wow, this is real? Had that dawned on you?
It doesn't, because I'm surrounded by a room, an inner circle with a bunch of people that are doing 5x what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it's me doing this, it just feels regular because I'm not where they are. But at the same time, I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. I'm blessed. You know what I mean?
How do you keep your mindset staying focused on going after your goal? Because at 22 years old, it's so easy to the homie can call you yo, bro, let's go have a drink tonight. Let's go out kick it tonight. Let's go to the club tonight. Right? How have you been able to maintain that from 18 to 22 and you've been so damn focused, right? Because most people, even at 30, they can't even fucking keep focused like this. How you been able to stay so focused in this mindset of yours, right? And lock in on this $30,000, and you ain't stopped since I met you.
Yeah, I think for me, I have a good work-life balance, but Monday through Friday, I'm extremely disciplined. I'm cold calling 8 to 12 p.m. every day. I will not miss a single day. I know that's my non-negotiable. No matter what I do that day, I'm going to make my calls. I have a lot of accountability partners, so people were if I don't make my calls, I got to pay them $500 for that day. So accountability partners help me a ton with just staying on top of things. And also I review my goals weekly. I know it might sound like cliche, but I just look them over. So I'm constantly reminded of what I want to be at. Right. And on the weekends, I still enjoy life. I still hang out with friends, but during that week, I'm locked in.
That's awesome, bro. All right. So here's the $1 million question, bro. There's a lot of people watching this. What tip can you give someone out there watching that's been on the fence? They want to invest in real estate. They're scared, right? They're not pulling the trigger, right? Maybe they got a decent 9-to-5, right? And they want to get in and they want to buy. They don't have to flip right away. Or maybe they actually got 1 or 2 property and they need to add, let's call it wholesale or flipping to their game so they can speed up their active income so they can have more income to buy. What tip can you give someone now since you walked the journey already?
I think the first thing that I'd ask myself is, do I have more money than time, or do I have more time than money? And what I mean,
explain that.
what I mean by that is if you have a 9-to-5, you're making great money. You're already in a position where you can go get a bank loan and buy your first rental. You just need to do it. So what I do is join the local Facebook groups that you're in. Look for a wholesaler that's giving an off-market deal because you don't have a ton of time to go out and find it on your own. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Go find someone that you can go buy the deal from. And on the other side of the ballpark, if you have more time than money, maybe you're trying to get into wholesaling, you got to learn how to find deals. Everything else will come if you find deals. The money will come if you find deals. So whether it's cold calling, door knocking, sending mailers, you got to find a way to go and find a deal for yourself. And most of it will come from you doing. So you got to take action on it. If you sit back, it's never going to come. So set a plan, break it down to weekly goals, and then go out and get it. That'd be my biggest thing for sure.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. You guys, if you guys love my man's story, type in the chat, Alex, and give this man a big ass heart. All right, Alex, tell him your Instagram handle, baby.
Yeah, my last name, Bradshaw Sells, SELLS. So Bradshaw Sells, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna give it to you guys. Type it in the chat box right here for us. Alex, type it in the chat, and we're gonna give it to you guys at the end again. All right? Make sure you guys follow Alex. Okay?
Appreciate
follow
you.
Alex.
Reach out for anything too.
There you go. There you go. Look how much love they got for you, baby. All right. So again, after I sold a whole bunch of property, right, to Dan Duffus, I'm like, shit, man, I need to add this stuff. And so now I'm selling real estate. I'm making good money, right? I'm maxing out my real estate game. I was going to make at the beginning $100,000, and I started asking myself, how can I actually make more money selling real estate, right? What can I do to make more money selling real estate? And I went from $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. And at one point, I was making almost $1 million a year selling real estate. And then I started adding wholesaling. I was making, $50,000, $80,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month. And so I started adding more wholesale. And so now I'm making a lot of money with wholesale. And then when I added the flipping business game, shit, I was making like, $30,000, $40,000, a month. And next thing I knew, I'm adding $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 income. Now I got 3 machines pumping out the cash so I can buy a lot of property. This is a lot of things people don't know about me. Behind the scene, you didn't realize, damn, Thach is out there hustling like a motherfucker out here. Yes, I'm making my active income. So when you're watching and listening to this, everybody, Springboarder, there's a lot of Springboard out there. Are you maximizing your 9-to-5? Are you getting creative and now, right, adding some side hustle like wholesaling, like flipping, right? All my inner circle. I'm getting those inner circle students, Springboard, so I'm adding wholesaling, adding flipping to their business so they can speed up the process, okay? And now I got more money. I started milking my house hack, and I can't do house hack no more. And then, you guys, what I realized was this. When I started finding good flip deal, I realized, man, I need to start keeping some of these because these are big margin. I was getting deal at 20% margin, 30% margin, 50% margin. And then I was selling some of those early on. And I'm like, man, I need to keep this for rental. And then that's when I basically realized the Burr strategy. So with that, the next strategy is called the Burr strategy. And this is why, you guys, I started buying a lot of property because this is when I realized, damn, if I do this right, I can buy the property, rehab it, right? Rent it out, refinance, get my down payment back, right? Now I got no money invested. I can take that down payment. I can repeat the process again and again. With all the money I'm making coming in, I can do a couple Burr at a time, and I'm recycling this money over. Now I'm speeding this shit at rapid lightning speed. Mark 5. I'm going Mark 5. So with that, let me bring in my man, Eric. Come on in, Eric.
Yo, what up, bro?
What up, my baby? What up? Your thing is muted, baby. Unmute yourself. Say something.
Yo, can you hear me?
Okay, there we go. Perfect. Look at this handsome guy right here, baby. Look at this handsome guy.
What's up?
So, Eric, man, so many people say to us, man, say to me, I know this probably say to you all the time too, man, right? In Southern California, it's so hard. It's so hard to buy rental property because it doesn't cash flow. Eric, first of all, what would you say to these people, bro, right now?
Mindset, bro. If you think that's the truth, that's going to be the truth for you.
Yes. 100%. And the second thing we're going to share with you is the type of property that you are buying.
Yep.
For you to buy in Southern California, San Diego, Seattle, New York, Miami, places where the property are very expensive, if you don't change your mindset, if you don't change the type of property you buy, it's very hard to cash flow. So my man Eric right now, Eric, why don't you tell a little bit, you know, again, we see here where you live in California, right? And what do you do? You know, you're a general contractor, but what did you do before a general contract? Let's get a little background on that.
So I owned a few gyms before I was a general contractor. I live in Downey, California. I owned a few gyms. And at the time, you guys know, COVID happened and gyms went down to zero. So I was really without any money. I didn't have, I went from making a lot of money to making no money from like overnight. So, you know, just like a lot of you guys see somebody talking online, like, hey, the Burr strategy, I was interested too. And I was like, hey, let me check this out. Like, I need to buy real estate because obviously I built a lot of gyms and did business, but that could go to zero. And he was saying, hey, how about you create wealth? And I was like, dude, that sounds more interesting than a business being taken out. So that's when I changed my mindset. Obviously, I joined the course and I did everything that Thach teaches. And that's when I realized I'm like, this is a real way to create wealth, not just owning a lot of employees and businesses, which is not bad, but I prefer this method a lot better.
100%. For Eric, it was a blessing in disguise that his old 9-to-5 went to shit. Right? It just went to shit, right? So he had to pick up a new game. How did you end up being a general contractor full-time today?
So my dad's always been in construction for 30, 40 years. You know, every Hispanic family, always somebody's in construction. That happened to be my pops. And I didn't think about it now thinking about it. For me, the best part of being opening up gyms was the construction part, because I got to be around my pops, my brother, my family. And, you know, a lot of your values that you talk about your family resonated with me. So I was like, dude, okay. So now I know a lot about construction. I found my first deal using the strategies, you know, that you talk about. And I was like, cool. Well, let's blend these together. Let's talk about it. You told me, hey, start talking about this, what you're doing, which is the Burr strategy. I didn't know it was a Burr strategy, but you're the one that taught me how it went. And that's how we got into construction, heavy.
I love it. I love it. Eric, how old are you right now, bro?
36, bro. Just turned 36.
When did you join Springboard?
As soon as the pandemic started, bro.
Like 2020 probably, right? Somewhere in there?
Yep.
It was because I was in California staying down for 2 months and I came and visited you, right? On one of your projects.
I remember you called me. I joined Springboard. I bought the deal, seller financing, which the strategy you talked about yesterday. That's how I got my first deal, seller financing. And you're like, hey, it's me, Thach. I thought somebody was like prank calling me. I'm like, hey, it's not that. He's like, where'd you buy your deal? And I told you, oh, Downey, California. You're like, cool, I'll be there tomorrow. And I was like, this can't be it. And then he shows up in the rolls, and I'm like, oh man, it really is, and that's crazy. So real deal.
I love it. I tried the shit out of it. He almost shit in his pants. You got basically right when he saw me pull up. Okay. So Eric, let me ask you this, bro. Today, knowing what you know today, okay, what is the new cash flow game, baby? Because right now, the old way of doing real estate, buying property in a spare area like California, it's hard. Shit's expensive, right? Rates are high. But what's the new cash flow game, bro, in California that you are an expert now? If y'all don't follow my man here, all right, on Instagram, y'all missing out. Eric, what's your Instagram handle real quick? We're going to give it to them again.
It's Eric Paul, Paul, Escobar, last name Escobar.
Okay, follow him, okay? We're going to give it to you again. But Eric, tell them, bro, what's the new cash flow game that is in California that makes shit work in San Diego, in Southern California, in Seattle, New York, if you know how to do this right? And you became an expert at this, bro. What is it?
It's building on your existing land already. So if you have a garage, converting your garage or building an ADU in your backyard, that is the way to cash flow in these expensive
Tell them what
markets.
it's an ADU, bro. They might not even understand that because it's so damn, new.
It's an accessory dwelling unit, but basically it's another unit in your backyard. And right now there's so many good rules and ordinances all across the country that you could possibly build 2 to 3 of them in your backyard.
Yes. So, Eric, let's dive in. Let's talk about your deal, and we're going to talk about how long it takes to get permits and everything and all that kind of stuff, okay?
Got it.
All right, here we go. So, Eric, this is one of your deals that you've done in the past, right? And
Yep.
you got a big one you're doing right now. The one you're doing right now, tell them how many property you're putting on this 10,000 square foot over and down right now. How big is that one?
Oh, we already split the lot, and we just got plans approved today for 4 units.
4 damn unit on a single family zoning on 10,000 square feet. Bam! That's the new cash flow game. Get with the program, folks. All right, Eric, let's break this down, bro. Tell them what this is. And you bought this $400,000. That's what it looked like when you first bought it, right?
Yep. So I bought this, called the owner. I'm walking by the property. COVID just happened. I'm like, dude, what do? I joined this course. While I'm walking, I'm listening to it. Exactly, you're teaching on the course. And I see this property. I grab the address, exactly what you say. Hey, go look up the owner. Give him a call. I give the owner a call. And he's like, yes, I want to get rid of it. And he wanted to get rid of it so much that he actually gave it to me seller financing. So I didn't even have to go get a loan. I just needed to come up with a down payment.
How much down payment did you put down to buy this?
About 10%, so 40 grand.
40 grand.
Yeah.
Look how much money he turned this into, you guys, right? 40 grand. He's all in for 625. Kevin, I see you out there watching, bro, for San Diego. He's all in for 625. He made almost damn 400 grand in equity because you still kept this as a rental.
It's still there.
Right?
Yep.
400,000 equity off of $40,000 initial down payment, folks. So you bought the thing for 400. It cost you to rehab the front house, right? And you turned that garage right there into the ADU.
Yep.
You're all in for 625. Today you can sell this if you wanted to for at least easy $1 million.
Conservatively, yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of it? What do you think on the conservative and the high end you can sell this for today?
I think the conservative is right there, and then the high end probably 1.2.
Damn! If I were doing a video, this would have sound like damn. Okay. So right now, Eric, the mortgage all in. Right now, you rent it out all in for $4,100. And tell them how much you get for the main house and the back house, Eric, so they can break it down.
So it's about 27. They're both 2-bed, 2 baths.
Okay. So you get $2,700 for each property.
Each unit, yeah.
Okay. So right now, you guys, when Eric paid this off, this property right here, okay, he easy gonna get $5,400, right, a month on this right here. But he only put in 40 grand. He got so much equity on this property, guys, that when he ever want to refinance when the rates are lower, he can easily pull his 40 grand back out, you guys, and just recycle the money again. And he had no money vested. This is what we call, right, a full Thach Burr, everybody. Now, this is in LA. Just so you guys know, it's not in Timbuktu, Kansas City, or, you know what I mean, Detroit, anywhere. This is literally in the heart of LA. Would you agree with this, bro?
It's one of the good parts of LA, too.
So, Eric, tell them how long did it take to get permits for ADU now in California?
So right now, obviously, it just depends on who you hire, but it could take somewhere from 3 to 4 months. This specific project, the house, the owner wanted to sell so bad. He was just like, I'm done with this. He had just, gotten taken for a ride. You guys see the before picture. It came with plans approved already, which was another bonus. I don't know if I ever mentioned to you. So we were just ready to build as soon as we got closed on the deal.
So right now in Southern California, you can get plan and permit within 4 to 5 months?
Correct.
Okay. How long does it typically take for you to basically build out a 500 square foot garage conversion into an ADU?
About 4 months as well.
4 months.
Yeah.
Wow. And a 2-bedroom garage, like the one you did for Jerry, that's a 2-bedroom. They rent it for $2,700, huh?
27. Yep.
Wow. So how much does it cost, Eric, to rehab a 500 square foot garage into a 2-bedroom ADU? What does it cost roughly for you?
Let's just say for me, about $100 grand, all in.
All right. What does it cost when somebody hired you to do that?
Let's say 130.
130. Call it 150 for the high side. Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone convert a 500 square foot garage into a 2-bedroom, are you putting 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom in those?
We usually go 1-bedroom. That's a little tight for 2.
All right. So you're going 500 square foot, 1-bedroom garage. All right. Cost you $150,000. And what are you and Jerry getting in Long Beach and Downey for a 1-bedroom garage?
Right now, 19, 2100, 2200. So the
Okay.
1-bedroom garages are really winning right now.
So listen, everybody, listen to me when I'm speaking. I'm gonna try to speak English. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to speak English. If it costs $150,000 to build, in real estate, this thing called a 1% rule. Meaning, if it costs $150,000, you can rent for $1,500. That's 1% rule. That's doing good. In California, you don't get a 1% rule in California nor Seattle. So you gotta know, let alone San Diego or New York. But my man is getting $150,000 for building it, and he rent for $2,200. That's more than a 1% rule.
Yep.
Damn! Do y'all understand that? I'm trying to say it in English. Damn! That's the new cash flow game. Eric, would you say, bro?
Dude, it's insane. Like this strategy, anywhere in California, you could do it. I'm sure other states are on board with this already. So I follow ADU news all the time, and I just see this state's approving it, this state's approving it, this state's approving it. So it's going across the U.S. for sure.
Now, tell them the new code that just got approved in the state of California, bro. Break it down for them, bro, so they know what's up. And why is that a game changer?
The AB 1033?
Yep.
So basically, guys, let's say you built, like right there, you have the house and the ADU. What you're going to be able to do is sell them off separately. So let's say the house is going for $800, the ADU might go for $750, and that's gonna happen. You're gonna start seeing that more because housing is scarce and people want to own property. So now the value is gonna increase that much more.
When do you think AB 1033 in Southern California will basically be 100% approved, ready for someone to sell off their property separately if they choose to?
I'm thinking next year, dude, it'll actually kick in, like SB9 when it first kicked in. Like now SB9's everywhere. And before Senate Bill 9, but basically you could build another unit in your backyard and the ADU. So you could like really go build easily 2 units in each single family property. So for all you guys saying, hey, in California, you can't find a deal, you have to make the deal work.
That's right. You hear what he said? You have to make it work. You got to find the right property. If I'm in California, I only go look at how it's looking like that top picture. Ugly as hell with a garage on the side or the garage in the back. That's the product you got to buy in California if you wanted to cash flow. And then you rehab the house. And then you turn the garage into an ADU. And then you create sweat equity like this. And then you wait for 1033 to pass. And now the ARV blow up. And kabam, you're going to become a multi-millionaire. And imagine, you guys, if you find 1 property, you get 2 houses. You find 5 property, you get 10 houses. So you want to speed up 10 property in less than 5 years? Go make a lot of active income. Go buy 5 property like this at ADU in the backyard. You can literally have 10 property in 5 years. The only thing that's going to stop everybody in this call right now is the mindset that you believe that these properties exist. The mindset you can do it and be creative on getting the down payment to buy the property so you can actually get started. If you can do that, you can get 5 property, you can have 10 door in less than 5 years, folks. That is what I did in Seattle. I started doing the Burr. I started buying a property. We have pulled my down payment, recycle. Today, I'm doing ADU in Seattle like crazy. I got 12 permits. And I'm about to break ground. If you guys follow me, that's what I do. And that's what Eric is doing because he's about to break ground on his next 4 unit right now. Eric.
When people say, hey, it's so hard to find deals, like I do construction all day. I have a crew. I have subcontractors I have to look out for customers, not for like my stuff. But while I'm there, everybody's like, it's so hard to find deals. I'm looking around the neighborhood. So whatever you're doing 9 to 5, just tell people, hey, I'm looking for houses. So the one house we have in contract right now, Thach, the neighbor, we're working on their house, and the neighbor's like, hey, I'm going to give you the number to my neighbor because they want to get rid of their property already. And that's how I was able to get that house through just a referral like that. So I'm not out like, knocking on doors and doing all that stuff that Thach does. I'm just doing my normal, and I ask people.
That's it. Let me tell you guys, and I said this yesterday, when you are super clear on what it is you want and you put energy, attention, and focus on it, speak it into existence, and then create urgent. Urgent is the power to find opportunity. But you won't have urgent unless you have clarity and focus. Right now, we're about to end May. In a blink of an eye, it's Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's literally 5-6 months from now. Folks, we need urgent. Let's go. Get clear what you want. Get focused. Urgent. If you don't know what to buy, you don't know how to do this, look, this is why I have Springboard. Come and join me. I'm happy to help you guys. You see student after student doing this. Look, I'm not taking any of Eric's money. I teach the man this. He's become an expert. Now he's turning around. He's teaching other people. Eric, what would you say? Last question, bro. There's a whole bunch of people watching this, and they're probably from California, a lot of them. And they're not from California, right? They're going to learn. What would you say to people on the fence who's scared, but they want to get into owner rental property like us, like all of us, okay? But they're scared to pull the trigger. What would you say to them, especially if they live in California, they can do this?
The way I see it, I got a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old. The way I see it, when they're of age to buy properties, I see it's going to be a lot more difficult for them to acquire property for them and their family because things are just going up and up and up.
That's right.
So if I could be a beacon of help for my kids and my brother's kids, I said, you know what? I'm good with that. So it's not only about myself. I'm thinking about the future generation, how much more difficult. And I want everybody to have their house in my circle, in my family. So that's like, if it's not for you, do it for other people around you that would benefit from this in the future.
I love it. Folks, right now, ADU is coming across America, all through America, because listen, housing shortage is somewhere between 4 to 6 million homes short across America, even rental houses, okay? This is the way how cities are allowing more housing, is to let people build second structure on their single family zoning. They don't have to change the zoning. There's more work to do that, but they can allow them to put a second structure and then create a new code that just let them have it separate tax ID number on single family zoning. This is the easiest change they can make. This is why ADU is hot. This is why the Burr strategy. Why do you think that represent Burr, baby? This is the new Burr strategy. All the other shit y'all reading out there, that's just old news. You know why it's old? Because nobody doing this shit right here. ADU, like us. We are ADU expert, baby. We teach this stuff. Y'all live in California, San Diego, Seattle, Burr, everything you can. And if the city allow ADU, come learn the game. This is how you're going to get 10 property in 5 years. Give it up to my man, Eric. Eric, tell him again your handle.
It's Eric, ERIC, Paul, Paul, and then last name Escobar. Eric
and
Paul,
we're going to show his handle here at the end, okay? Give it up to Eric. If you got to love Eric's story, put him in the chat box. Type in Eric. Send him a lot of love, baby. Send him a lot of love. Give that. Put him in the chat box. Put him in the chat box. All right. After I started doing all these deals, right? I'm out here doing all these deals, right? And I'm buying property and I'm burring, I'm wholesaling, I'm flipping. And then, you guys, what happened was one day, I'm cold calling this owner and I'm out here buying an apartment building, right? This is back in the day. And I asked the owner, hey, you want to sell your apartment building? It's the 6-unit. No, it's a 10-unit apartment building, right? And the owner's like, yeah, I sell it. And I was like, all right. And he said, well, I don't want to sell it and cash out. I own it for you and clear. Would you be open to maybe I sell it to you on a contract and I be the bank? And I was like, what? And I already knew of seller financing. I'm thinking, really? Okay. So we made a deal. He sold it to me for $1 million. I put down 20%, and instead of going to the bank at that time, it was like something like 5% interest rate. You know, this is back, in the 90s, 2000, in the early 2000s. He said, I will do the contract. I'll do it for you for like 4.5%. I'm like, really? And I don't have to pay no closing costs, no nothing. So I was like, let's do it. So he became the bank. I put 20%, and every month I'll pay him every single month, right? And I had like a 5 or 10 year balloon, meaning after 5 or 10 years, I had to refi and cash them out. And so I got exposed to basically seller financing and creative financing. And then what happened was, you guys, as I started to grow my portfolio, right? I would do a lot of creative financing, a lot of things. Like I would buy a piece of property. I would tell the owner, look, instead of me closing on it, can you just write it up? We write up the deal, but since I'm going to rehab this property, it's going to take me 3 months, 6 months. I'm going to tear it down, put 2 new houses, 3 new houses. But why don't I buy it for this price, but we don't close on the deal until I get permit? And they're like, okay, well, you're going to have to give me a little extra earnest money. I'm like, no problem. And so that was another form of creative financing. Instead of paying for the property to sit there when I'm getting permit, I will give the owner a little bit of extra earnest money, and then I will have them close them when I get permit. And sometimes permit take 6 to 9 months, and I don't have to make no monthly payment on the deal. And so I started getting creative and do a lot of things, and this is how I started growing my portfolio faster and faster. So here I am making a lot of money doing selling real estate, wholesaling, flipping, right? I'm burring everything, burring. And now I'm adding creative financing. And I started adding building new construction and started building new construction for sale, building new construction to keep. And this is how I started speeding up my process, you guys. And this is what I teach in Springboard to Wealth. I teach all these strategies. Today, we teaching people how to do a lot of this stuff, wholesaling, flipping houses, more importantly, burr, and also now creative financing, right? And this is why today I got my man, Gene. This is my true brother. Gene, come on here, baby. Gene, what up, baby?
Yo.
Gene, man, I can't see your beautiful face, baby.
Oh, well, where's the camera? The video on. Okay, here we go.
Hey, Gene, man, tell them where you live, baby. Tell them first of all where you live, bro.
DC, the other Washington, Thach.
That's right. Hey, tell them how young you are, baby.
52 years young.
Come on, man. He got me by 2 years, baby. I'm turning 54 this Saturday, man. He got me by 2 years. Hey, you ran 15 marathon?
Yes, sir.
Damn!
I've got one coming up in end of October, the Marine Corps marathon. Yes, sir.
At 52, you still run a marathon, dog?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep running till I'm 100. Let's roll, baby.
Hey, for all you guys watching, y'all need to get your fat ass off that couch because this man right here at 52 running a marathon, y'all can at least walk a mile, okay? Come on, Gene. Holy shit, baby. All right, Gene, I got a whole bunch of questions for you, baby. But first of all, tell them what you do for a living.
So I'm a network engineer, network cloud engineer. That's like the biggest take these days. So I've been in the industry for over 30 years.
So that's your 9 to 5 gig.
That's my 9 to 5, correct.
And you milk that shit, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Hey, and tell them, bro, you don't have one job. You got 2 jobs.
Yes, sir. I've since scaled back. This one particular job I had, they pay me really well, and things have gotten a bit more. So I'm of the mindset now of trying to work smarter rather than harder. So
hey, but it's okay because when we were younger, we would actually have to put our time in. And you didn't have one job; you had 2 jobs milking that, so you get that active income coming in, so you can buy a lot of rental property.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do, right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I love it. All right, Gene. How many rental property do you own? How many doors does that consist of?
Right now, it's 19 doors and 18 properties.
18 property, 19 doors. Wow, I love it. Where do you invest most of your property, Gene?
So I live in DC. I invest in Maryland. I've also invested in Virginia. That's why we call it the DMV, baby.
Yep. Okay. And when you take a look at all 19 doors, Gene, how much gross rent do you bring in on all these doors?
So it's about somewhere around like $450. So I'm netting about $7,500 a month.
Okay, so $7,500 in cash flow every month.
Yes, sir.
Because you got a bunch of property, you own a bunch of property, and we got to get them paid down.
Yes, sir.
I love it. So, Gene, what does wealth mean to you, bro? Because you're one of the wiser brother in our group now, right? And you've been around the block with me many times, right? Yeah. You're at that stage now where you're paying down your property versus more accumulating, right?
Yes.
And what does wealth mean to you now? Because it's different for you now at this age than it was when you were younger.
It does. So last week was Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I bring this up because I lost my mom. I don't think I shared this with you in 2015. I had to look it up. And that was my precipitous. That was what really motivated me to go, because my mom died 4 years after she retired, but every time she was always worried about not having enough money in retirement, not having enough money, not having, I'm the first generation immigrant. My family's from the Caribbean islands, Haiti. And, she loved that. She worked hard, but it wasn't enough, right? She was retiring, always worried about, am I going to have enough? Am I going to have enough? And I would assure her, I would help her. I'm like, I'm here, Mom, I got you. But I think really when you're at that age and you're stressing out, I really think it's stress that took her in. She died of cancer. So what is wealth to me? To me, wealth to me means freedom. So I'm more of a silver lining type of person. So the message I took from that is life is meant to be lived and enjoyed. So the name of the game is to acquire that freedom early so you can enjoy life. Instead of you working for money, money's working for you.
And you guys, at the beginning, we have to work for the money to make that money, and we milk that vehicle called active income so you can buy these property, so that now when you gotta get older, you have enough property, you can start paying them off. Now, this whole new strategy Gene have right now, we just gotta pay it now, because paying it down is way faster than accumulating it. So right now, we got a couple of different things we're gonna do with Gene. We're gonna pay these property off quick, right? So my man can enjoy more of his second half of his life, just like me. Okay. So Gene, when did you actually join Springboard?
I think it's been almost 2.5 years ago now.
Yes, it has. And recently you have done some really creative way of doing deal. When we was in the inner circle meetup, you had presented this deal where you and Reggie put this deal together, your private lending. I want to go through that deal with you, and then we're going to talk ask you a whole bunch of other questions. Okay?
Sure.
Let's do it. Okay. So Gene, break this deal down for me, baby. So let them know what happened. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. So actually, the two properties are side by side. So, but we'll talk about one property, and did a driving for dollars, sent out postcards, and the seller called me on the properties, and then so we agreed. This is breakdown of one property. So we agreed on basically I would put $5,000 down.
Yep.
Purchase the property for $80,000.
Yep.
Then the rehab cost $50,000. Yep. The ARV on the property is about $230,000. Yep. And with $80,000. But the
$80,000. Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah. But the sweet part of it is actually showing. So the mortgage. So I got a loan for $150 because I needed $80 and a little bit over 50 plus the 10 for closing costs. So about $150 I got as a loan, and then that allowed me to rehab the property. But the cool thing is because the creative financing, I walked out of closing with about 60 grand to do the rehab. So I bird on closing.
So let us slow down for a second. This is a duplex side by side. That picture right there is one duplex. There's another one right next door to it, right, Gene?
Yeah, they're row homes, so each of them are separate parcels. Yeah. Yep,
each of them separate. So he bought two of them side by side, okay? And these numbers are just for one property. So my man basically got 160 grand on this one deal in equity, right?
Yes, sir.
So Gene, you put down 5 grand, and the private lender basically financed 100% of the purchase price and the rehab cost. Is that correct?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Damn. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 130,000, right? All in, which 80 plus 50 is 130. And your private lender said, put up 5 grand. I will lend you the other 125.
Yes.
And then when you got done, is that right?
Well, yeah. So basically, I just got a loan for 150,000.
Yep.
So I got my 5 grand back and some with rehab costs. So yeah.
So when you walked out, when you got done with this, right? Mm-hmm. You got 30 grand extra for each property in your pocket.
Yes,
Tell us how that worked.
Yeah. So basically, 80,000 is the purchase price.
Yep.
50 is the rehab cost. So that's what's that 130, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then closing cost was closer to 8,000. We'll say about 10. Yep. So that's what 140. So 10 grand. So I basically, so I have 10 grand for each property I got back.
Yep. You got 10 back. You got 10 grand back each.
Yeah.
So you basically put up $5,000. He financed the whole damn thing, purchase and rehab.
Yes,
and
sir.
when you got done, you got $10,000 cash back in your pocket each property.
Yes, sir. At closing.
At closing. So you got no money in this deal, bro.
Yeah. I mean, when I discovered this, it's a game changer.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is just one of the multiple different deals that you have done with Creative Finance with basically Reggie, basically. So in this deal, this is an example where you got no money in this deal. We put up very little money. Tongue and Shannon yesterday said they put up something like 10%, and their private lender lend them purchase price and rehab. And when they got done, they refi, paid them off, and they basically got little to nothing also in their deal. Very so. This is another form of a Burr.
Yeah, this is 100%. So initially, I started off like everybody else. I saved 20%, work two jobs, save money to put down. That escalated into DSCR loans. Where the lender would say, okay, well, we'll fund some of it. We'll with the closing. I mean, with the rehabs as well. And then this just evolved naturally to this investor because he's a mentor / friend. And I'd always share with him like these properties with those pictures you see right there. I'd always do a full Matterport. I'd always tell everybody what I'm doing. And then one day I met with this private lender. He doesn't want to know his name out there. But so I met with him one day, he's just catching up. And I told him I was so excited because I was with your program. And I said, hey, listen, I'm buying 15 properties next year. Well, I told him I'm buying 7 properties. And I've got another. He basically told me, listen, I'll be your funder. I've got some money here I need to set aside, so I'm going to fund you. So we worked out terms that works for both of us. And so, but it wasn't overnight. Like one of the things that you taught us was you got to raise your standards, right? Yep. So I built rapport with him, and he knows I'm legit. He knows I'm doing the work. He sees all the Matterports, all the links to every one of my properties. So we moved on. So
I'm going to say this too, Gene. I'm going to add on top of that. On top of all that you said, and one of the biggest reasons they say yes, this is a no-brainer deal, bro. They can't lose.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So look, when you guys are out there buying deal with small little margin, right? Even hard-money lenders don't want to lend. When you bring deal like this, when you all in for 130 and it's worth 230, man, any lender will give you money to do this. Now, Gene, what did he charge you for money like this? People would ask just out of curiosity.
So I got, because we did bulk at the time, I got 8.75, but we since talked interest rates are going up. So obviously we're looking closer to 10. But to be honest with you, even if he was charging 12, don't tell him I told you. But I still do this deal all day long.
100%, bro.
So, yeah,
it's short money.
So, yep. I don't have to use any of my own money. Cash flow, as long as the cash flows, we're good.
Hey, listen, if he charged you 10% today, regular hard money right now, anywhere between 12 to 15%, he's still winning.
Yes.
Right? And I think he charged you, 1 point up front, because most hard money right now is like 2 to 4 point up front.
Yeah.
Gene, what's the difference between a private lender and a hard money lender? Can you explain that to people?
Yeah, private money lender, typically they're more flexible in terms. They're like think of them as a small family office, if you would, right? Some of them are, in fact, small family offices where they've got a ton of money. Usually, oftentimes, people are giving them money to invest. And so all they need at the end of the day, if you do what you say the hell you're going to do, this is what drives me crazy about people. Do what the hell you say you're going to do, dude. And then, you build rapport with people, the money will come. A lot of you are so flaky out there. I'm going to leave it right there, but let's roll, baby. So basically that's the private money. You can work on terms with them that works for you. So it's a win-win for both. Hard money lenders, it's usually short-term. It's usually like less than a year, and they'll charge you 2 to 4 points up front. Points is percentage of the loan that you're getting. Yep. And basically, you're paying that up front. And then interest rates are anywhere from nowadays hard money is 12% to 14% and up. Yeah,
that's right. Gene, here's the $1 million question, bro. What tip can you give the viewer right now on how to find private lender? Because hard money lender is easier to find. How do you find private lender?
When I was a realtor back in Vegas many moons ago, still a young guy. But, we used to say real estate 101, don't be a secret agent. Mm-hmm. Boom. Right. because you're not gonna get any business that way, right?
That's
So, so for me, it was just telling everybody, friends and family. I wasn't up in everybody's face like I do this, I do that. People would just ask me, "What do I do?" And I would just tell them, "Hey, here's what I do." Like I'm passionate about what I do. Freedom to me excites me. I get up. That's what gets me out every day. Gets me up every day. So I'm always sharing. In fact, I have coworkers who in IT who see what I do. They want to invest with me. And I tell them, dude, there's not enough spread in the deal for us to do this. On a bigger deal, maybe yes, but not on these deals. So
basically,
we'll figure that out.
You just got to open your mouth and just tell people what they do when they ask you, and the money will come.
Yeah. And I'm proud of what I do. Yeah.
Gene, last question. What would you say to the people that's on the fence? They want to invest in real estate, but they're scared. Because, right? When you're scared, you can't make money, right? If you don't take action, you're not going to make money, right? There's so many ways now. I have just shared. I share 6 different strategies with people in the last 2 days, from maximizing 9 to 5, right? When they make some money, maximize the house hack as many as they can.
Yeah.
Wholesale to make some money. Flip houses to speed up the process. Burr to speed up the process. Creative financing, speed up the process. So many ways, right? To make money to buy rental property, right? There's no more excuses. What can you say to somebody who's on the fence and they want to invest in real estate, be like us? What would you say to them, bro?
I mean, you pretty much covered it. Eric did. Bradshaw, you the man, man. You always, Alex, you're always inspiring me, dude. As young as you are, you're gonna be a megastar, homie. You guys hit it. It's mindset. And I'm like, when Eric said mindset too, I'm like, okay, I got to come up with something else. But really, it's what's your why? Yeah. Because I can honestly tell you, my mom's looking down and very proud of me, because I tell you, the day I decided, okay, what can I take from this? You can let life beat you down, or you can make a lesson out of it, and you could be inspired by life. So instead of, I got my best friend right now, he's dealing with, depression because life is beating him up. But I got no family members. I decided, hey, here's the thing. The lesson I'm going to take out of this is that life is meant to be enjoyed. And the sooner I can get out of this damn rat race, the sooner I can enjoy life. Yeah. That's what she wrote, baby. Yeah. It's been a nonstop journey since 2015. And there's not a week that goes by I'm not looking at real estate. Bradshaw talks about having a balanced life. I just, my other passion is salsa dancing. I just came from a salsa Congress event this weekend in Baltimore where I invest. When my buddies were up to 6 a.m. in the morning partying, guess what I was doing on Saturday, man? Driving for freaking dollars. Let's roll, baby.
Hey, drop the mic on this man. Drop the mic on here. Look at that. Damn. Okay. Listen, this is the reason why my vision today is to inspire and empower billions of people to reach for their goals and dreams. To see that anything is possible by me sharing my own story, my own journey, and show you guys if I can do it, you guys can do it. And my vision is to really help people create financial freedom through owning rental. And that's what Springboard is all about. We all about owning rental. Okay. So, Gene, we appreciate you being on here, bro. We're going to come back with you. We're going to have everybody ask Q&A. Okay. All right.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to be right back, bro. So, you guys, now you've seen 6 students all been here, and we got hundreds and hundreds. All those interviews you've seen, those are real student, real case study. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you know, out of all these students and thousands of the students, do you guys know what one thing they all have in common? Type it in the chat. What do you guys think they all have in common at the end of the day? Type in the chat. What do you guys think? Right? What do you think all 60 students and thousands of other Springboard students, what do you guys think they have in common? Type it in. Mindset, close, right? Well, they all have one thing in common. What do you think it is? Mindset, close. Mindset, close. Motivation, mindset, close, close. I'm going to tell you right now, look. They have a clear end game. And their end game is the roadmap to wealth, owning real estate. Because when you remember, I said the end game is to hit the bullseye. The bullseye is owning rental. Remember, owning rental gives you freedom, option, and choice. You can work when you want to work, where you want to work, whoever you want to work with on your own schedule. And nobody can tell you. That's the ultimate freedom, people. So what we teach in Springboard to Wealth, is to have freedom. If you want the freedom to have your own schedule, work when you want to work, who you want to work, make as much money you want to make, okay? And then on top of that, teach that to your kids, and your kids teach that to their kids, generation after generation. This is the ultimate end game, is to own real estate. The wealthiest people in America, you guys, in the world, own real estate. It's not about flipping. Working 9 to 5 is just a vehicle to own rental. Wholesaling is just a vehicle to own rental. Flipping houses is just a vehicle to own rental. Burring is a vehicle to own rental. The key to this whole thing is to not let your 9 to 5 wholesaling, flipping houses, building new construction, and selling them to be your ultimate end game. Because you are on what I call a rat race, like running on a treadmill, and you cannot get off. Shit. How much longer can you keep running on the treadmill, folks? The longer you get, the older you get, it's going to get harder. The goal is run on the treadmill, maximize your vehicle on making your money. Get as much money as you can out of that and buy a lot of rental. So one day you can trade your money back for time and have freedom. Salsa dance. Just pass it on to the next generation. This is why, you guys, Springboard exists. Our mission in Springboard is to create thousands and millions of happy millionaires that own real estate. Own real estate. Not wholesale real estate, not flipping real estate, but own real estate. These are all the different chapters all across America. We at Springboard have one thing in common, everybody, is to own real estate. If you want to own real estate so you can have freedom, so you can work when you want to work, come be part of the Springboard family. That's what we're all about here. There ain't too many people out there, you know and I know, on social media that preaches own real estate. They preach everything else but own real estate. I'm all about owning real estate, folks. That's what all my students, we have one thing in common, is to own real estate so we can have freedom, so we can get off the damn treadmill. If you want off the treadmill, own real estate. If you don't know how to do it, you don't know what to buy, let me help you, okay? All right? So, can you guys see now these 6 strategies can help you guys? All right? So here, I'm going to give you the special, okay? That's his birthday is May 18th. The first 20 people that join Springboard tonight, you're going to get $2,000 off of the premier Burr Mentorship. Y'all want to do the Burr? Come on with it, baby. This is it. You get $2,000 off. And for the first time ever, we're also giving the first 20 people that actually join, you're gonna get an extra 30-day one-on-one coaching with some of our champion coaches. We have a whole bunch of students like those guys yesterday and today. A bunch of them are coaches. So if you join today, you get $2,000 off, and the first 30 days, you have your own one-on-one coaching with one of these students so they can actually get you up to speed. Folks, this is the first time we have offered this, okay? First time, because it's my birthday and I want you guys to help you guys, okay? So if you want in and be part of the Springboard family, own rentals, look, just go to jointhach.com, talk to my team. They tell you everything about the program. If you guys like it, come join. I don't force nobody. When you are aligned and you ready to have own rental and get off the treadmill, I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. So if you guys are ready to get off that treadmill, own a rental, so you guys can actually set yourself for freedom, come join Thach.com and let's get with it, baby. All right, Stephanie, let's do the Q&A. Look, you got to take a picture of this, okay? There's Bradshaw, Eric, and Gene. Take a picture. Follow them for me, okay? All right, Bradshaw, Eric, Gene, turn your beautiful camera on. Let's see your beautiful face. All right, Stephanie, please bring on the Q&A for these guys.
Let's do it. Alrighty. So first question, a lot of great questions coming in, is how do I find the right property and the right area to be doing this, to find the right property to run these strategies? That's a question from Aravind.
I can
go. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So I don't like memorizing things, so I like to use mnemonics. So I define neighborhoods by A, B, C, and D. So A is your more affluent. So if you all shop at grocery stores, think about Whole Foods, right? So it's going to be great neighborhoods, but it's not going to cash flow much. Your B neighborhoods, which I call blue collars, those are your here on the East Coast. We got the Giants, the Safeways. So those are your middle grade type grocery stores. So I call those blue collars. C are I call it common folks or contractors. So these are where your contractors typically live. And so those are the B neighborhoods. They're gonna cash flow okay. The C neighborhoods are gonna cash flow better, and they're decent neighborhoods. And the D, I call them the drug infested. Don't stop, don't walk, run, get the hell out. And there's no stores there. There's no grocery stores.
Hey,
no grocery
I'm
stores.
stealing your shit, man. I'm stealing your shit, baby.
Contractors, drugs. I like it.
I love it. I was waiting for that. I know what grocery store you was about to drop the bomb on me, but I love it. Okay, makes a lot of sense. I agree with that.
Gene, with that in mind, which of those neighborhoods are you trying to really aim for?
Yeah, so great question, Stephanie. So yeah, I typically aim for C and B. So I'm at the next level, so I'm phase 2. So I'm upgrading to more B neighborhoods now.
Good. And you guys can use those things that Gene's talking about. You can spot, just driving through your own market in your own neighborhood, how to spot those types of neighborhoods. And you're shooting for those B's and C's. Anything else in the rest of you want to add to how you find those? All right.
Well, go ahead, Eric. That's you.
No, we're good. Cool.
So this is a question for all of you, but Eric, you might have some specific thoughts about it. For both Hondo and Ogobek asked, how do you find a good contractor? How would you encourage people to go about finding a good contractor for these types of projects?
Let's start with Alex. Alex, man, you're 22 years old. How the hell do you find a good contractor, bro? And then we'll let Eric answer that.
Yeah, I think that's a really hard one that I think a lot of people get screwed over by, and I've heard like horror stories from it. For me, I had the blessing of just being into so many groups, and I went to so many local like real estate meetups that I met a bunch of people that were doing what I wanted to do. And so I just asked them straight up, like, hey, you got a recommendation for someone that does you well? Something that I also like to do to kind of keep myself protected, I'll pay for the materials up front and kind of pay them along the way as they complete rather than paying them all up front. That way no one walks away from me. I know some markets it's different the way they do it, but I'm able to get away with it. So that helps a lot. But mostly meetups, asking for recommendations from other flippers and just real examples of people that have used them.
I love it. Eric, how do you find a good contractor? You're a contractor.
I think what he says, he's spot on. And adding to that, how not to find a bad contractor, because a lot of people get caught up on this, is when your friend has a family member that is a contractor, like, hey, use this guy because he's my family member, but they never actually use them themselves. So not because it's a friend of a friend, you're going to go with them, find the people that are actually done work with them, and that's who you're going to hire, not just somebody that they're trying to hook up with work.
Okay, I love it. Bravo.
Good. Both Martin and AJ and Noah are asking, can I do this in Canada?
Yeah. What do you get, Gene? Can you do this in Canada? Can we do it? I'm going to ask Gene, I'm going to ask Alex, I'm going to ask, can we do everything we talked about today in any other state or in Canada? Gene, what do you think? You're muted, bro.
Yeah, 100%. In fact, when I was part of Inner Circle, we had several people from Canada killing it. Right. So whether you think you can or whether you think you can, either way, you're right. So let's roll, baby.
Alex, can they fix and flip in Canada, baby?
100%. It's just about finding the right deal. That's all it is. You can do it anywhere. You just got to find the right deal.
Can you burr in Canada, Eric?
Right deal, right contractor, and then get it done.
And the right mindset.
100%.
Yes, 100%. Need that.
Yeah. For sure. A couple questions about financing. Specifically, how could a person position themselves well? This is from Samuel. He's curious, how could you position yourself well to be appealing to a private lender? What is a private lender looking for that would make you an easy yes?
Gene, break it down for him, bro.
Yeah, very easy track record. Every single lender, they want to know that they can trust you to do what you say you're going to do and pay. The only way you're going to do that is to build a track record. Yeah, initially you might pay more. They might look at your credit score or not, depending on whether you get a typical loan or a DSCR loan, but it just boils down to your track record.
You want to add to that, Alex or Eric?
Yeah, I'll add to it on the hard money side too, because I've used the Springboard to Wealth Funding. They've got a hard money branch. I've used them 3 times now, and they've been great for me. They just came out this morning. I got an email, 10% down, depending on your experience level. Yeah, 10% down. I got an email this morning. I'm like, dude. So that's a great way to do it. And then also like track record, for sure. I mean, that's how I'm using one right now, and he's looked at my track record. He knows the deal's great. Bringing him a good deal also helps. Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Let me add this, Alex. You done a few flips now, and all of a sudden now, instead of you putting up the 20% down and hard money lending the other 80%, you've been getting private investor to put up your down payment for you. Mm-hmm. How did they trust you, bro? The same thing? What happened?
Yeah, I called Thach. I'm like, bro, how do I scale this, man? Like, I can only do one at a time. He's like, find someone, So I did. And basically what I did was I was like, here's my game plan on how I'm going to repay you. Here's the deal, the exact margins, my rehab costs. And they're like, damn, this is a good deal. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm going to give you 12% on your money. Like, that's better than the stock market in 3 months. How can you lose? So they were like, okay, cool. We'll pull the trigger. I know you've already done 2 in the past. This is the 3rd one. I trust you. So that was how I did it. I networked my friends and family, which I don't know if that's you're supposed to, but that's how I did it for me and got it done.
But you got a tracker. You did it before that, right? And
exactly.
You've been hustling as a realtor, so you got a good tracker. You got integrity, right? So I trust you on that one. You know what I mean?
Right. That's exactly what he told me. He's like, bro, I've seen the 2 you've done. Like, I've been seeing everything you post. Like, I'm ready to go with you.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. Another real key tip is the DSR, the recent DSCR lender I had used. He actually asked, hey, basically, what's your track record, right? So if you had like 6 or more properties, you literally got a different rate. So all the deals that you're doing now, document that stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And on the topic of private lenders, can you say again, kind of what is typically the costs involved in private money than private lenders?
Gee, what's the typical cost, bro? Break it down for them.
Yeah, it's very similar to, most lenders anyways. They're going to charge you for points, and points is a percentage of the loan that you're borrowing, whether that includes all in the loan and the rehab or just the loan, right? So the points is a percentage of that. So on a hard money lender, it could go from like 2 to 4 points and up. There's no real upper echelon. On a private lender, it's really what you negotiate. I just typically try to give them like one point, 2 max. And then the interest rates will vary. I get more favorable rates with private money lenders because they're more in it for the long term. So just got to make sure it cash flows. They have to give, if it's their own money or if it's a family money, they want to make sure they're giving a certain return. Let's use 7% to their money that they're borrowing. So you got to make sure they're whole. And so based on that, they're going to charge you a certain percentage on top of that. So yeah, that's all I got.
Some other questions about financing. How do you get the money for the rehab? Well, both Andy and Abdullah and Karthik were curious. How do you go about if you're doing a project that needs that kind of heavy reno? Where do you get the money for the rehab?
Eric, break it down for him. Eric, how you doing your shit, Eric, down in California? How you getting money? Do that.
So the one I'm doing right now, it's going to be with a hard money loan, and then hard money's financing that as well. So it's all in one package, and every time we take out distributions, that's how we're going to pay for the construction. But we're paying the construction first, and they're going to give the distributions after they see the work being done. Other times we've done seller financing, so we didn't put a lot of money down, and we're paying out of pocket to finish the project. So
basically, it's hard money lending typically want purchase price. Let's call purchase price $300,000.
Right.
Let's say it costs $50,000, you guys, for rehab. So they call it all in $350,000. And depending on your experience, you can put down 10% or 20% of the all in. And then the hard money lender will lend you guys the rest. So let's say in this scenario, Bradshaw says Springboard funding. If you guys want to know more about Springboard funding, just go to SBTW funding, okay, .com, right? But Bradshaw said Springboard funding do 10% down, right? So let's say in that scenario, 300 plus 50, that's 350. So you put down 10%, which is 35,000. Then they lend you the rest of the money to close the deal and give you the money to rehab the property, right, Eric?
Yep,
Same thing for you,
authority.
Yeah. For me, I'll tell you exactly how I ball on a budget because I don't got a big bankroll. I'm a youngin. So for me, what I did, it's on a draw period. So, you do $20,000 worth of work. Like Eric was saying, they'll make you do a video tour of the room and then they'll send you a wire for 20 grand. So what I did, because again, I'm balling on a budget, is I use credit cards. I was maxed, I was using credit cards. I did the renovation. Hey, I did 20K renovation. Can you wire me my check? Great. Pay off the credit cards and repeat. And that's how I did it without having a ton of money in the bank. Now, I don't necessarily advise everyone do it, but that's how I did it. So.
And the thing is, folks, if you're doing it, you got to make sure that you have someone that's really looking out for you. Like we've been helping Bradshaw and these guys for a long time to make sure that they don't buy deals that are a bad deal or a low margin deal. Because that'd be the first thing that's going to kick your ass buying a bad deal. Would you guys agree with that?
100%. Yeah, you're screwed if you buy a bad deal.
Yeah. Love it. What else you got, Stephanie? I think Stephanie's frozen for a minute. We're so hot on this that the internet even frozen.
Like Beyonce.
All right, Steph, you were frozen for a minute. We didn't hear you.
Oh, that's okay. I wasn't talking. I was just frozen.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
Another kind of similar question. How do you finance the ADU? And connected to that, do you need permits in order to do the ADU? That was
Eric, why don't you go ahead and break it down, bro?
So I'm going to tell you on the client side and our side. So on the client side, when we're doing ADUs for other people, most of the times it's a home equity line of credit. So they already bought the house and now they're getting a home equity line of credit to build that ADU. Or, we go back to the same thing that Thach talked about yesterday. He ran about it today is people go out and make more money. It sounds crazy, but they're making money to like wholesaling, flipping, and that's what they're using to build the ADU.
Yeah. A lot of things I see in what I'm doing in Seattle, a lot of our students across America is they put down, let's say, either house hacking 5%, right? You guys see like Dennis not Dennis, but Edmund. He put down, he bought the house at Newark. He put down 5%. He did a conventional rehab loan, 5% down. And then he used the money to buy the house and rehab it. And then he saved his money in the back end. And then when he gets that property all done, that probably get appraised for X amount of money. Then he go get a HELOC on that, right? And then put some money on the side. He take that money, he built out his ADU in the back. Then he refi that, and then he get his money back, and he repeat and rinse the process. And these are the process that we teach a lot of people how to do when they're trying to do these ADU, because getting finance is a little tricky on these unless you know how to structure and move things around. Okay.
all right. Another question. So David's curious, where do you find the renters? As we're kind of looking at the Burr strategy, when you get it all done, what's the best way you've seen to find good renters?
How you find renter for your property, Eric and Gene?
So for me, so there's this girl that manages a big apartments, right? And she does it on the side with me. And, I don't have a lot of units. She's doing 20, 30, 40 apartments at a time, but she wants to do this on the side. So I tell her, she charges me a fee and she worries about the renter. She gets them in, she does everything. And she just charges me a one-time fee and I'm good with it. And I've gotten good renters with her.
What we don't have to say her name, but what kind of money you pay her to manage your property?
I pay her a one-time fee of $500, and then every time she goes and does something on the property, she does something. But I actually found her inside Springboard.
I got you. So she basically, you hire her to find the renter, but you manage it yourself.
Yeah, but here's one thing, guys. When you're building ADUs and you're rebuilding stuff, there's pretty much nothing, like they're brand new properties. So when you do the Burr model, there's not a lot of maintenance you have to go take care of. So this is one of the great strategies and something that a lot of people don't look at. The first 5-10 years, I don't think you're going to have many problems if you hire the right contractor.
That's right. How about you, Gene? Who managed your property? What do you pay?
Yeah, so I self-manage, and I've got a VA that helps me manage while I'm working. But you know how they say, find a deal, the money would come. Yeah. The biggest aha I learned in the last 5 years is if you focus on quality, you won't have to worry about finding renters. I've literally, for the last 3 years, never even had to put $0 in marketing. All my tenants were referred. And I figured it goes like this, because when you focus on quality, as you saw, I'm putting $50,000 into these rehabs. These are HGTV quality rehabs, you know, with the granite countertops. So I guess the conversation goes like this, you know, tenant has friends come over and they have a party and they walk in and they do a Thach. Damn, how's your house? Look at your house, you know, and like, oh, that's my landlord's. And they're like, does he have another house? You know, and I've literally rented to a daughter and a father that way. So the father saw the house and I said, sir, we're working on another one. He's like, is my house going to be like this? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, Gene buy his property in the B's and the C. It makes his thing look like an A. So then he get A tenant, not the D tenant.
Yeah. And it also is a testament, I'm sure, too, to the way you treat your tenants, Gene. And I think that's about being a good landlord as well. That I'm sure you're respectful. You take care of what needs to be taken care of, and there's a that goes a long way too. Versus people who are telling a different story to their friends and family about what their landlord is like.
One of the things we teach in 100%. Springboard, you guys, is standard. When you have standard for high deal, private lender, hard money lender want to lend the deal. So Edgar, if you got a shitty deal, hard money lender don't want to lend you that money. It's risk for them. So the higher the stand on the deal, everybody want to give you money. The nicer the property, everybody want rent from you. Everything is about standard, people. Okay, and just so you know, typical property manager, they charge about 10% of the rent if you happen to hire them. The more unit you have, they go down from there, all the way down to like 5%, right? You got to have at least 100 units for them to go down to 5%, okay? But that's just an example for you guys to know, okay?
So there's a couple questions about kind of some getting started stuff. If, let's say, for example, Johnny and Sergey both asked, I have a couple of rentals now. Should I sell those to then get the capital I need to invest in new properties and to invest in new rentals?
No, the name of the game, bro, is to own rental. And the only reason why you will sell those rentals, and I don't know your portfolio, the only way I would sell those is because if they're in a D neighborhood, you want to upgrade them to B's and C's, okay? If they are not the highest and best use, let's say they're a 1-bedroom condo, get rid of that and go get yourself a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, right? Or if they are 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and you maxed out on your rent, you can't get that much more rent, but you got a lot of equity, 1031 those into a better property. But the name of the game, you do not sell rental. You always upgrade, and then you find new money coming through the front door so you can speed it up and get more rental. This whole 2 day, I'll show you guys how to get more active income so you can create more passive income. You do not want to sell. You want to upgrade to get better property and better cash flow property.
Yeah. Alex and Crystal both have a similar question. Do I need to pay off all my debt and before I buy a rental? Do I have to really just kind of have a clean slate and pay off all my debt before I can qualify for a rental?
No, you don't. Okay, you can do both. You can, if you want, you can pay some down your debt, the bad debt you have. Just slowly, just chip them off. At the same time, start buying your rental and get them going. Okay, and that's what a lot of our students do. Just get the rental going, because the amount of money you can put into a rental, just in the compound appreciation in the next 10 years. Look, the market, you guys, we're at the bottom. In the next 10 years, we're about to have another repeat cycle of a 10-year run. If history repeats itself, which it looks like it is, based on everything I'm seeing and reading, that means that everything you own today or buy today, it's called $500,000. If it repeats itself again in the next 10 years, it will double from 500 to 1 mil. So again, if you put down 10% or 20%, or you did the Burr and you got your money back out, you got no money invested in the deal, imagine what this property worth 10 years from now. It double. So it makes no point trying to pay down You want to add these rentals so you can get those compound appreciation moving towards your rent as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. Nafran had a question. Is it possible to get a first rental if I'm self-employed? Maybe I don't have W-2 income, not maybe a ton of capital, but if I don't have W-2 income, can I still get a rental?
Can you still get a rental, Alex Brashaw? Educate him, bro. You 22 years old. You got a goddamn 12 door, bro.
Bro, I had 7 doors before I could get a bank loan. So it's definitely doable. You got to get a little creative, though. I mean, shit, I've done subject to seller financing, hard money, private money. My first one, I did a 30-year hard money. My rate was like 7% when rates were at 3%. I was like, man, should I do this? You know, but you can do it. There's a lot of ways to do it. You just got to get creative.
Yes. Yes. Remember I said on the slide, if you want something bad enough, you always find a way. If you don't want something bad enough, you always find excuses. Folks, I'm going to tell you again. If you all want to get off this treadmill, you don't want to run on the treadmill for the rest of your life. Look, I'm going to tell you, it get hard running on a treadmill when you're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, folks. Set yourself up so you don't have to run in your 50s. You can get off and you can spend time with your grandkids, go on vacation with them, go do more things you love to do. But you got to own rental if you want to do this. If you don't know how, come see me. Come see me. Come be part of the Springboard family. Y'all know how to come see me. Just go to jointhach.com. We'll take care of you guys. We take care of people. There ain't nobody out there that can talk shit about Springboard, folks. Because why? We run with integrity. Okay? That's just how we roll.
Yeah. Francisco's curious. Do you have which do you think is better? If you can pay off and just pay cash for a house, pay in full for it, or leverage? Which do you advise? Which do you think is better?
It depends. Are you on the accumulation phase or the payoff phase? If you're on the accumulation phase and you're a trust funded baby, buy everything in cash. But if you're not a trust funded baby like all 5 of us on this phone, you want to leverage by putting some money down, borrow the bank so you can buy more door. Once you get enough door and you feel like you got $30,000 worth of gross rent, then you stop accumulating, and then we start working on phase 2 called payoff. And there's multiple ways to do payoff, so you can get the property paid down. So you gotta get your $30,000 fast as possible. But phase 1, accumulate. Phase 2 is payoff. And depending on how much money you have, right? Sometimes all of us on this call, we actually have the leverage, so we'll get to the door faster. And that's how we do it.
Chris Razor and also Patrick are wanting to understand what does the contract look like? How do you actually get into a seller contract, a seller financing? Where do you get that contract? How does that work?
How does that work, Gene? Break it down to them, bro.
Well, I mean, this is the devil's in the details, they say, right? It's you one of the things you taught me, which I appreciate, is when you coming into a deal to meet with the seller, you want to focus on them, not you, right? So, okay, the details. Okay, you want a contract, title company, Google that stuff. You'll get, even nowadays, guess what? ChatGPT, he'll make one for you. So that's the detail, okay? Now, but if you actually want to walk out with a deal, right? This is what you don't hear, is that focus on the seller, not on you. And 2 things I learned from my man Justin is price and terms, right? So focus those 2 things. I can give you whatever price you want as long as I get whatever terms I want.
I like that. And you can hire an attorney to actually write up a real estate contract attorney, real estate paperwork for you also. That could be the easiest way. And then take that copy and duplicate it over and over and over for yourself in the future.
Yep, exactly right. Fern's curious, how many of the panelists here own properties out of state versus in your own backyard?
Oh, good question. Good question. Eric, start with you, baby. Where are your rental property at?
3-mile radius from my house.
Love it. Gene, how about you, baby?
Technically, you could say it's out of state, but it's still within an hour and a half, the DMV area. So I live in DC, so I live where I want, and I invest where it makes sense, which is the Baltimore area.
Love it. Alex, how about you?
I got about half of mine on this side of the state, like Seattle area, and half of them on the east side of Washington. And I'm actually planning on selling all those to 1031 into Seattle. So yeah, the plan is to be nearby for sure.
Yeah, I love it. Stephanie, why don't you tell them, because you own a whole bunch of property also. Tell them where do you own your property at?
Yeah, we own about half of our properties are in the Seattle area. So we have about 14 doors in Seattle and 24 doors in Ohio. But they each have different jobs. So the Seattle properties are meant for appreciation, long-term net worth. The ones in Ohio are built for a cash flow. So they just that's how we balance our portfolio, is to have a little bit in each spot.
And what Stephanie's doing is great. And you gotta understand your game plan, folks. You just don't run play to run play, right? Stephanie and I, we talked about this before, right? She knows exactly the play. I want to do stuff in Seattle for net worth. I'm gonna do some of these over here to cash flow, right? But there's a reason behind everything we do. We don't just buy to buy it, folks out there, okay?
Yeah. And that's what about you?
I own all my property in Seattle, in the heart of Seattle, the most expensive city. I own all of it. I own hundreds and hundreds of property in Seattle. And people say, "Oh my God, Seattle's so expensive. How do you do it?" Look, let me say it in Vietnamese. Burr, burr. That's how they say it in Vietnamese. Burr. Okay.
2 more questions. Joseph is curious, what do you consider good cash flow? So if you're going through the Burr process, you buy it, you rehab it, you rent it out. Now you're refining, especially with the rates being what they are. What do you consider good cash flow in order for it to really be something that you would consider holding?
I love it. Eric, man, what's the ultimate cash flow game, baby? We just showed it on your property, and we showed the same thing on Gene. What's the ultimate cash flow for you, Eric?
$25,000 a month. That's when I pay them all down. For now, I'm focused on my active income. So if I'm making $500, $1,000, that's really like a bonus. But as long as it's paying itself off, I'm good.
So you're saying like for you a project where as long as it's cash flow neutral, then you're not really, then that's working for you. And then of course,
exactly.
And if it's making you some money, that's fine too.
Correct.
But you got big equity in these deals, because your neighborhood's equity deals play more than a cash flow play.
Correct.
Okay, Gene, how about you, bro? How do you answer that?
Yeah, so for me, it depends on which area neighborhood I'm in. If I'm in an A, B neighborhood, I'll break even all day long, because it's all about, I can't change the neighborhood. But if I have an opportunity to be in a Whole Foods, by the way, I'm vegan, so everybody knows I'm Whole Foods. That's why I shop.
You're living at the Whole Foods.
Yeah, I'm there all day long, baby. I'll break even on a Whole Foods all day long neighborhood. And then on the C, I expect to be cash flow. Thach mentioned the 1% rule. So as long as that's exactly what I look for, as long as I basically can buy a property that rents for more than 1% of my all-in price, yes, I'm gonna cash flow. And it's a wonderful question in light of high interest rates. So that's my feedback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're kind of speaking to that you date the rate but marry the price, and you can find the good neighborhood there, or date the neighbor or marry the neighborhood. That whether you've got a good neighborhood, you've got a really good price, versus when interest rates come back down, those prices are the competition is going to come in off the sidelines, and there's going to be a run on those prices, but you can't redo the price, but you can always refi the rate. You can't redo the neighborhood, but you can always look for that increases in rent as things go and decreases in interest rates.
Yeah, I think Gene answered it very well. It all depends where you're. That's why Stephanie, right, owns a lot of property in Seattle, and is more for breaking even, making $200-300 per property, or right, and then a bunch of property over in Ohio where she's actually is making a lot more in cash flow. It just depends where you're going to buy your property and what's your strategy.
Exactly. What are you trying to make that property do for you? What's its job? Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
I'm seeing a couple of both Elizabeth and George. Just one, a refresher. How long after you do the rehab can you do the refi? How long do you have to wait to refinance that loan?
If you do hard money lending, okay, to fix the house, and then you want to refi out of hard money and get into traditional. If you go through regular conventional financing today, they want to see a 12-month season. Back then, it was 6 months. But if you actually go from hard money lending into DSCR, you can do it right away. I have portfolio bank. Portfolio mean they're banks that they lend their own money. And I can do a Burr, I can borrow home money lending, and I can rehab it, and I can basically put permanent financing on it, and I can rehab it, and I can use portfolio bank, and I can do it as soon as I get done. Okay. So it depends who your takeout lender is, right? G, what would you say to that, bro?
Yeah.
For you,
100%. Yeah. So the key is you want to ask whoever you're talking to, what is the seasoning period? That's the key. So,
yeah, usually conventional lending right now is usually 12 months. Before it was 6 months. And if you do a rehab on a house, sometimes it'll take you 3 to 4 months anyways, right? Yeah. But if you got DSCR loan or a portfolio bank like us, right, you guys can just do the Burr, rehab and get your money back right away.
Yep. Yeah. And that's also that a lot of times the money that you're paying while it's in hard money is interest only. So a lot of times, and it's not that much of a difference in what the payment is by the time you've got a renter in there. You're not that much different at an interest only at a higher interest rate than you are by the time you've fully amortized a little bit lower rate. So
that's right.
It doesn't have to be it's not a big obstacle. Last question from Steven. He's curious about, based on a mistake or a misstep or like an obstacle that you've run into when it comes to investing. So you kind of ran into a wall. What would you say has been the biggest lesson you've had from that? Or what's a way that you've developed a good like plan B strategy? So thinking about either a mistake or sort of a something didn't go as planned. What would you say has been the takeaway from that has helped you improve yourself as an investor?
All right, we're gonna start with the youngie first. We're gonna start with the youngie first. Gene, go ahead, baby. You're the youngest one on the
thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. Don't let the grades fool you. I'm smiling at this because you guys remember Andrew Nguyen up in Minnesota. So Angie was killing it in Airbnb. And guess what I did? I'm like, you know what? Let me try the Airbnb in Baltimore. This damn property to this day is negative cash flow and eating my cash flow. So number one lesson I'm smiling about this is stay in your damn lane. You know what I mean?
I love it.
Like know where you are. I laugh at people because I'm outside in Baltimore County, right? So in the last month, I've had about 5 people send me links of, you can buy a house for $1 in Baltimore. And I'm like, dude, you never trust me. You don't want to. It's the D neighborhood. You do not want to be there, right? But I'm going to buy it anyways. I'm going to do it. I'm like, okay, man, I already told you. So basically, know your neighborhood, know thyself, know your neighborhood, know what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do. I work all day long. Do I have time to do Airbnb? Hell no, man. I don't even know why I even started because I don't have time for that stuff. But guess what? That's a lesson. I'm smiling all the way because it hasn't hurt me as much, right? But my VA would tell you, like, we're laughing about it because it's killing me. Yeah.
All right, the next youngster. Eric, you're up, baby. You're the next younger.
Yep. For me, it's deal fever. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I need to get a deal. So I'm just rushing to try to find anything. And I got to take it back and I catch myself like even messing up my whole day. Sometimes even like days, I get upset and I'm just like, you know what? I just need to find one real good one. I don't need many. I just need one real good one that could turn into 3. So I think that's my biggest thing is not letting me not get a deal ruin my days or weeks.
I love it. I'm telling y'all, this is like very rare you ever hear this at any other seminar. I'm telling you guys, okay? Because everybody will tell you go buy as many deals as possible. They don't even give a shit. It don't make no damn money. All right, the oldest one on the block, Alex, you're up, baby.
Yeah, for me, it was my first deal I ever bought. I was like, I'm gonna rent it for, $2,000. My mortgage is $1650. Okay, like I'm cash flowing $350. And after I got into it, after I found renters, property managers, and then shit was breaking on me, and I was like, fuck, I'm barely breaking even, So what I took from that is like every deal that I look at now, either buy and hold or a fix and flip, if I'm conservative on every number and it still is a deal, I'm buying it. It just you got to be conservative and safe, and that's really worked for me.
I love it. All right, Miss Stephanie, what one thing you can tell everyone who's watching, listening, if they're on the fence and they want to pull the trigger, they want to learn to invest in real estate, they're scared, what would you say to these people? Drop the bomb on them, Steph, tonight.
I would say there's a reason you're here on this call. And how many times have you said to yourself, I really want this thing. I really want this thing. And it's easy to stay in your safety zone. It's easy to stay playing small. It's easy to listen to the naysayers and the people that are kind of talking you back from the things that you just keep pulling you in. I think real estate is something that people know when it's something that is calling them. Real estate has its own sort of energy to it. And so I think when you've said to yourself, man, I'd really love to own some properties. Man, I'd really love to have the opportunity to work or not work. Man, I'd really love to leave that generational wealth. And something pulls you in that direction. There's a reason why that's true. And most of the time, it's the things we want, we pull back from them because we don't believe we can have them. Yes. And the best way to find the belief is, while you're waiting for it to happen for you, is to surround yourself by people who've already done it. Bradshaw said it earlier, that what he's doing is so normal to him because of who he surrounds himself by. So you would not be even on this call or listening to this recording or be paying any attention to this if there wasn't some part of you that already knew you wanted it and it's possible. So stop listening to the disbelief and lean in to the part of you that really wants this and knows that there's some part of you that needs it and is ready.
I love it. So you guys, take a picture, follow these three right here on Instagram. Okay, blow up their Instagram, DM them, tell them how much you love them, appreciate them. Okay, so take a picture. That's the Instagram handle. Okay, I'm gonna finish it off with saying this. Okay, all the Springboard that's on the call watching this, we want to applaud you for taking the leap. And there's so many of you guys out there. I know you guys are watching. You guys are in the right track, right? You guys are learning a lot. Just remember, okay, take action, action, action. No matter what happened, always keep your foot moving forward. If you have questions, you have class time, ask a lot of questions. Myself, Stephanie, all the experienced students here to help you guys. So all these Springboard out there, we want to congratulate you guys from actually being part of the Springboard family, right? Because without all of you guys out there, Springboard didn't exist, okay? Last, I want to say this, okay? The point of this whole video is that if I was dropped off nowhere and I had to start over and I was broke with no money, what would I do, right? I'll, of course, get a job so I can at least have consistent income. I maxed my job out to have money to live, to eat, and then use some of the money to actually buy my first house, which is going to be house hack. And then I will quickly learn how to wholesale and start speed up my income. After I start doing some wholesale, I'm going to pick the best wholesale deal and flip those deals, fix and flip them, and give the okay wholesale deal to other investor. And I'm going to speed up that. And then as I'm out there finding a good deal, if it's fix and flip, I'll do that. If it's something I'm going to buy and fix up, I can add unit on the back. I'm going to fix the front house, add the unit in the back, and I'm going to burr those. I'm going to keep those. And then I'm going to look for owner who actually have different type of financing. And then I will just repeat that and then speed it up faster, and give me 12 months. I'll be a multi-millionaire again in any city, any state, any country with this process, okay? When you have clarity, when you have focus, and you have urgency, there's no goal that's not big enough. Anything is possible. But you got to start off with clarity. You got to know exactly what you want. What's the strategy you're going to do? You got to speak it into existence. You got to be focused on it. And you got to create urgent. Okay? And lastly, you guys, you got to get a good mentor who's walking the talk and doing the stuff in real time like myself. If you want to be part of the Thach Springboard family with me and Stephanie and the crew, first 20 people that join the family, that's your discount, right? And then the first 30 days, you get one-on-one coaching from some of our amazing coaches, okay? This is the only time we offer it because it's my birthday. I'm giving you guys the Thach birthday present. Join Thach.com. Come be part of the Springboard family because it's already half of 2024 already. Have a goal by the end of this year to buy one rental property. If you already own a couple, buy one or two more, okay, you guys? All right? And let's get those passive income going, okay? Otherwise, you'll be running on the treadmill for the rest of your life. Ouch. Eric, Alec, Gene, we appreciate you guys, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a fantastic evening, everybody. We will talk to you all soon. Peace.
Peace.